Welcome once again, all you Warhammers and Warhammies, to the best episode of Big M's Power Hour to date. I'm your host, Big M, along with the best co-host in the whole wide world, Cole of the Sea.
Oh, hey, how we doing? I'm glad to hear that about being the best co-host ever. Can't replace me now.
I mean, if you start crouching on like my level of talent, I gotta get rid of you and get. So
Ah,
you can't. Gotta be careful.
yeah.
Don't Icarus
I'll
me
have to
now.
just go off and do the spin-off show, Big C's Power Hour. It'll be bad.
Oh, that has a that works both. See, with the Cole of the Sea, so you could be Big C.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for all that advertising. Now I've got to go create it. So time for me to.
So it's been a little bit of a month, huh?
Yeah. Normally we come on here and we're like, I don't know, man. Not a lot happened. I don't know how we're going to get 3 hours out of it. Yes, we get 3 hours out of it. This month, hey, there's a lot of talk about. I don't know how we're going to fit this in 3 hours.
Well, so we got we have a couple articles, thankfully not too many,
Yeah.
and then I have all of the new AoS rule breakdown from the last month, and then I also separated out the faction breakdowns.
Right. Yes.
So once we get done with those, then we'll do our uh, additional
Yeah.
our additional episode of where it's the month before the new edition comes out, roughly,
Yeah.
and
Yes, for me.
we're gonna see how successful the battle tomes were.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
I think last time we also included GHBs, but
Probably.
I couldn't find the old website I used, and I was able to find Honest Wargamers tier list, and so
Oh.
he once again has already done all the work for me. I won't do it again.
Well, credit where credit is due.
Yep.
So
Uh,
awesome.
I said, yeah. I'll have to have a talk to him though, because he just came out with this episode as well, and I'll be like, "Look, man, you're on my turf now. All right,
Yeah. Yeah.
get
Now,
back
now
into your stats
stepping
lane."
into Big M's area. Yeah. Meanwhile, who are those guys?
There are dozens of us.
Dozens. Yes. Dozens of you here listening. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into the news here. So first, May 1st, Gromberdal Through the Ages. That was a neat little one where from
Yeah.
1979 barely
Yeah.
looks like anything.
Yeah. If you told me that was a special dwarf of some sort, I'd have been like, sure,
If you say
I
so.
guess.
I mean, in
Yeah.
all honesty, like even going to the 200th issue White Dwarf, still not really
All that spectacular to me.
right.
Yeah.
And really, it just comes down to 2002 being the first one that actually looks like our White
Right.
Dwarf.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that is what we have currently. Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you, the 2007
Wow.
Gromberdal with Gotrek and Bugman as shield bearers.
That's I feel like that's one you need to add to your collection. That is
Well,
just
that's never
the
going to happen
dwarfiest thing.
because the French language version of White Dwarf got their own celebratory miniature of Gromberdal drinking his own. Oh, no, that's a different one. Okay, they don't show that one. I thought that was the. Yeah, so who knows? Maybe it's out there someday. I doubt it.
Yeah.
That one's probably not going to happen. Yeah, we
Dang.
got him as a tech priest.
Yeah. Yeah. Tech priest. That's a good way of putting it. He was
2010,
our yeah.
precursor to KO.
Yes, exactly. Precursor to KO here.
Then of course they kind of, I guess, yeah, it was what 2009 whenever they're like, you know what, we're just gonna do ground all the time.
All the time, every year. It's great.
Space, pilot, pirate, director. I
Yeah.
don't remember the pirate.
I don't either. I don't
Oh,
either.
we also got Witch Hunter,
Yeah, I'm a fan of
and
that
then
one.
the biggest disappointment of them all from 2016, Dragon Slayer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised they even have the cojones to show that one.
You mean Fire Slayer?
No,
Grombrindal?
it's not even Fire Slayer. This is just the old Dragon Slayer.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I missed that. I've got to go
Yes.
look at that old model now.
That is the last Dragon Slayer model. It's not even a. But then we got the cool Space Marine and the
Yeah.
Blood Bowl where he's going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he is.
Revisited the Tech Priest, and then we have the 2014, which I actually.
Were you able to pick him up? Very nice.
And he actually shipped relatively quickly.
Good stuff.
I actually got him before I got my store.
Oh, nice.
Excited because that
Okay, good, good. Your dwarf cred is still intact. Obviously, you still need to keep up on all these.
the Runesmith is probably the weakest model of the army of weak models. So
Yeah, it's fine.
yes, but yeah. So I thought that would be fun to look over that real quick here. So
Definitely. Very
okay,
cool.
once again, May 7th, we got our annual reminder to stop buying from GW if you don't need to.
Yep. Yep. Just, I don't know, price hikes.
Again, I understand the companies need to
Yes.
raise prices every once in a while, but your overhead is so phenomenal.
Yeah. No, they make an okay margin on everything, obviously. Um, but yeah, it is just this time every single year they go, hey guys, price update on X percentage of the range, just always.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry, but you can't just every year go, yeah, another $2 because, why not?
Right. It's crept up on a lot of folks.
And again, to our buddy about the shipping issues, we'll just lead with the first thing that I said last time was Lumineer not doesn't raise their prices by a certain percent every year.
Right.
Asmodee doesn't. I mean, Fantasy Flight Games doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Atomic Games doesn't. Like
Right.
no
And they
one
all
else does this.
exist in the
And
same communities. Yeah.
the for D&D, if I go to get the player's handbook, it's going to cost the exact same.
Yeah. Yeah. It costs the same now as it did back in 2016 when that same player's handbook came out.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem is like they are absolutely putting themselves in a place of no return.
Right. Yeah.
And again, you could say whatever you want. You can say, "Oh, well, they got to do this. They got to do that." Whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to tell
Mhm.
yourself to go make yourself feel better about going and buying uh, another pot of gold or whatever.
Yeah.
It, it's an excuse. There's no need for it. Again, buy your brushes somewhere else. Buy your paint somewhere else. Buy a different primer. For Old World, they're not releasing your models anytime soon. Go 3D print them.
Yeah. I hate to say that, but yeah, GW's not getting around to any of your stuff anytime soon. So it's time to just do it yourself.
And again, like I said, I mean, here's the thing: it's like I'm not saying forever, but
Right.
the problem is we as a community sit around and bitch and moan about it. Don't slow our spending in any way, shape, or form,
No.
and then they do it again next year, and we bitch
Yeah.
about it again, and then we just continue buying.
Yeah. No. It takes a while to get things like I don't know. I barely can see it on screen here. My Old World books finally
Yeah,
came in,
nice.
and yeah, I just got those 2 weeks ago. So that's how backed up they were. So
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I
it
mean,
took a minute.
the only reason why I got this is because I needed to help someone get something else, and I was like, okay, I need to
Yeah.
get something to get free shipping, so
Right. I don't blame you at all. Might as well.
I actually was looking through it, and because again, I still buy from GW,
Mm,
but I was looking through it, and since we started the show and everything, I was looking through. So this year, I've made 4 orders,
okay.
and that's with Old World coming out.
Yeah. So big, exciting release that you definitely
Right.
spent for. Yeah.
Last year, I
Hmm.
made 6,
Okay.
and the year before, obviously, I can't see anymore. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like I'm doing the best I can. You know, like
Right.
I bought the that Seraphon starter set
Hmm.
or the Christmas bundle,
Yes.
and I haven't really had the time to get around to it. And one of the major like pro con of do I want to start this army is do I want to give GW more money?
Right. Yeah. Do you want to spend that $500 it'll be to finish out a whole army, right?
Right. I mean, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I don't think Giants need to go up to $215
No,
for one.
no,
You
they
know,
definitely
that's
don't.
they
Yeah.
need to go down to 150.
Yes. No, at 250, I now know I will never own that army, at least not from GW.
Um, so again, like I said, guys, just not buying from them is not hating them. It's telling them that they've gone too far and they need to reverse course.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if
mean, the big devil's advocate, the side is, well, we need them to keep making money, so they keep making this game for us. But
well, I mean, again,
it,
if
it take a lot of us stopping to buy
right, and
to
that's the thing is that's
actually
the
bring
problem
them.
is is it likely that they're ever going to stop doing this? No, because again,
Mhm.
I reach 80 people, and out of those 80 people, 80 people are going to go, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to continue buying.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Or
and
they're
I'm
going to
fully aware.
go, I was already 3D printing stuff. Thanks for telling me, man. Yeah.
But it's just like we need to get to the point where do you already have 3 armies? Do you need 4? Maybe look at
All
another
right.
game.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, whenever they decide to bring prices back down, go at it.
Right. Or at least they
Whatever.
freeze it for long enough that it
Right.
feels like it's gone in the right direction. Yeah.
Hell, I would love that. Even if they were like, hey, pricing increase update for 2025, we decided we're not going to increase prices this year.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Make a lot of people happy if you just said it out loud that you're not going to.
Right. And again, like I said, I'm not saying don't buy anything. I'm just saying don't buy the
Right.
stuff you don't need to buy from them.
Yeah.
Buy terrain from somebody else. Their terrain's not all that great, anyways. It looks
Agreed.
awesome, but it's terrible on the table.
Right. Yeah. It's terrible to actually play on. So.
And again, like I said, I mean, I'll fully admit if they come out with a Chaos Dwarf army, I'm gonna start it.
Right. We know. Everyone who watches the show monthly, they know.
So again, I mean, it's not. But yeah, like I said, moving along. All right. May 8th, Battle for the World of Legend with this new range of LARP Empire weapons.
I had completely missed this until we were setting up for tonight.
So there really isn't too much going on with this one. I was actually kind of surprised that they have to like do a developmental diary. I mean, it really is just throw more skulls in your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, we'll see. I actually looked at the company's website, and their other products are reasonably priced. So I'm hoping that GW didn't really get in there and be like, "Hey, I know you sell." I don't remember what the prices are, but I remember looking and going,
Right.
"That's not bad." But if they have like a longsword for like 50, they can't. Hopefully, they don't come in and be like, "Why don't you sell for 80?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, like I said, this is one again. We're going to a small company that is, mid-sized company because they need to
Yeah.
have worldwide requests. But I'm a little disappointed it's Empire only. Love to get me
It's a
some.
start. It's a
Yeah,
start. I'm
it's
pretty
exactly.
certain they said that this is just beginning.
So this is the one where if you do see something you like, go ahead and get it.
Right. Let them know they're doing something right here if, price is right and everything.
Yeah. Hopefully
Maybe I
someday
gotta
we'll
go get
get
an
like.
Empire sword. Go back here with
Yeah.
my army.
Imagine
There
how
we
cool
go.
it'd be just to have a sword on your back going into.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome to one day have like either like a warrior priest hammer or something like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Let's see. What is this one? Oh, this is it's a model reveal. That's what it is. That's what it is. We got the rest of that stuff going on.
Yes.
All right, so we got the Ruination Chamber meets the Unshakable Stormcast Eternals leading the fight in Skaven Tide. So we got first off the Lord Vigilant on Gryfstalker.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's good looking. I can't be upset about it. Uh, it's very, I don't know. It somehow looks similar to things we've had in the past. Like we're running out of poses for mounted things.
It's not even that. It's like I will say that I have the exact same uh, response where I'm like, it looks cool, but it also looks like you made the exact same model now for the 12th time.
Right. It's one of those things I'm going, maybe instead of looking heroic and stalked, we do like charging and gonna rip your head
Right,
off.
right. I also like I know it's just me. I'm not a huge fan of the Ruination Chamber with axes.
Okay.
Axes aren't
Yeah.
doing it for
Yeah,
me.
we did move it over to Axis, didn't they?
Yeah, like maybe they
Yeah.
could have done like flails or even just stuck with swords.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Axes doesn't. I like axes. They just don't do it for me for this army. Also,
Okay.
if you look at that first whenever they have the set of three pictures, the first one that has the profile of the Griff Charger,
Yeah.
that beak just doesn't look right to me. Like the feathers, like
Yeah.
I don't know, something doesn't
Yeah. Looking at it straight on is just kind of.
just I don't know, it doesn't look right, but it's still
Yeah.
fine. So then we have the Lord Veritant, which I actually didn't realize that was on the list of things that were going away.
Yeah.
Um, Again, probably, um, I don't know, my opinion, the one of the coolest models we've seen in the
It.
release.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of this actually. So no, I have to agree with you. Probably one of the better models we've seen through this whole thing.
Then we got Lord Terminos. A lot of chains again.
Yeah.
Axe that doesn't necessarily.
I know it doesn't do it for you. It doesn't do it for you. They're going more for this
Oh,
Viking feel now.
oh,
That's
hey!
why we got axes.
I know you were worried that my Knight Questor might not be as relevant as he once was.
Hmm.
You're getting him back.
Don't worry, he didn't actually go much anywhere.
I don't know why they're trying. Like, just
It's
stop.
all good. It's fine.
Oh, that's right. I wanted. Oh, well, it's too late. I wanted to
Oh
make
no.
a meme of the quit trying to make Questor Knight Questor a thing. It isn't going to happen. But uh,
Yeah.
again, we saw the Reclusians we've already seen. Again,
Yeah.
axes, meh. Um, we saw our persecutors again, still looking good.
Yes. Definitely.
Saw our liberators still looking good.
Yep.
One thing that drives me nuts is I realize now that like these are gonna be push fit, and I'm gonna be stuck with these two jackasses.
Yes, you're stuck with however that is set up. Yeah.
All right, moving along here. Then we got the full Skaven, the Claw Lord on Knob East.
Oh yes. Let me get over
This
there.
is
There we are.
definitely a little more unique.
Yeah, it is. That is who. No, that the rat he is riding on has seen better days. I'll say that.
The last puppy at the kennel. That right?
Yes, definitely, definitely.
New Grey Seer.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, great. I would have rather seen the Plague Priest.
yeah. No, I agree with you. The plague priest would have been really cool to see here.
And that's just because that model is older than Magic the Gathering. So
That's fine. That's fine. Magic's not that old, right?
yeah, Rat Ogres on brand.
Yeah. No, these rat ogres look great. They look terrifying. I'm here for the new sculpts. Looks awesome.
Oh, we got the Rattling Warp Blaster. Looks like a Warp
Yeah.
Blaster to me.
Yeah. If that's what you're calling it, I'll take it. That looks awesome.
And that's one of the things. Like, there's no like I don't want to sound negative about it. It's just
Mhm.
you know, we needed a warlock engineer, so they gave us a warlock engineer.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't reinvent the wheel. They're like, okay, the one we had was good. We just need to make it
Right.
look like it
We'll
was
just
made.
do a little bit better on that. Yeah.
I mean, the same thing. Like this whole line is like outside of that. Again, I think the rat ogres are a little above,
Yes.
and the hero on the creepy
The
rat
Claw Lord.
is a
Yeah.
little like a little more inspired, I would say.
Yes.
But again, like I said, I mean, it's a horde army. I don't think you necessarily need every single piece standing out.
No, definitely not.
Um,
Looks great though.
what
Big
else
fan
is
of what they're
in
doing.
Skaven Tide? Okay, we get our book with our dude on the cover.
There we go.
And then we got our Mortal Realm map.
Oh yes.
And we got this section. And we get art. And we get some in-game book battle plans. And we got our general handbook. This is everything with the box set.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So that you get general handbook cards, which I don't know why everyone's so down on cards. I love them. Give me more cards.
Yeah, I think it's people are getting upset about having to buy the cards all the time.
You don't have to
which, agreed. Agreed. You don't have to.
So you get a spearhead book. I'm shocked that it's a separate book.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Okay, then we have our full. They showed us the battle mat for spearhead.
Okay.
Where you have the Akshi and Gairan boards, and each one will have their own special rules, and then it comes with some small amount of terrain.
Yeah, something there at least. Hey, if you're just starting, this is the first box you've ever bought. Not bad. There's something there. The walls could actually be used for something. They could block.
Right. Like the scatter terrain will do nothing.
Right.
Let's see. Okay. All right. And so here's a picture, the last one is everything that's in the box. So now we've kind of seen everything. I don't know about you personally. Like, I think I don't know why the Stormcast is kind of underwhelming, even though it actually is pretty similar to what we got in third.
Right. Yeah, it is actually pretty significant. However, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I think I mean, again, it might be just getting Liberators in 2024 in your starter box.
Yeah, it might be that. It might be that. It might be that the market's already a little flooded on Liberators. And, yes, these sculpts are new. However.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, we're opening the Ruination Chamber for 4th edition. You get a hero, a foot hero, a new unit that looks like it's going to be like old units.
Yeah,
and then 2
exactly.
Units. It's like, it's not.
No, I hear you.
And then again, like I said, I think for the Skaven side, it's a little more exciting because, again, your whole army is 15, 20 years old.
Right. Yeah, no, that's huge to get this big uplift from it. So.
Yeah. So that's very exciting. Thankfully, I found some of the ones that split a box, so I don't feel like I...
Good. Because that's going to be the hard part is how many people who need the Skaven half can you hawk that off on? So,
yeah, Skaven half that doesn't want any of the books.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said, we'll see. The next big thing is what else is the Ruination Chamber? You know, because we know this isn't everything.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember where they were located, but I know we did see some rules for these guys. I think it was like during one of the U.S. Open at Dallas, and you know, there's a couple, and they did a online. Might even be, you know, we'll go through the reveals for 4th edition, and if it's not there, we'll just talk about it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got the Abrexia rules.
Yeah.
I was not I was expecting this to be just a devastating war scroll.
Yeah, what were we expecting here?
I mean, I was expecting like, oh, if it stabs a unit and it doesn't wound it, roll a die and
just pick it
bring out a
up.
chaos space war, or bring out like a space war or chaos spawn, because that was what it said.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, we're just not going to worry about that rule.
yeah. No, that's exactly what happened. Yep.
Again, herself, the Gorbolga.
Yeah.
5
that.
attacks, 3s, Ren 2 damage. I'm honestly more scared of
the mount. Yeah.
I mean, even then, I was going to say I'm still more like I'm more worried of like 2 Varengard than I am of this.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's 14 wounds, but
Right, that's the thing. I'm trying to look over it and argue with you here, but I was gonna go 14 wounds, but
now again, it does have the one thing that we've been talking about a lot here. The warp steel shield. This unit has a ward of 4+ against mortal wounds,
which is good.
I want to see this so much more in 4th edition because like you make life so much easier.
Right.
Because right now, one of the biggest issues, well, honestly, the biggest issue now, as in the end of 2nd edition, mortal wounds everywhere.
Yeah.
It's how many mortal wounds you have, and then you hear the comment, oh well, the weakness to my army is mortal wounds. It's like, well, that's the weakness to almost everybody.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And it's not our fault that just everyone can just dump mortal wounds like it's going out of style here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, overall, I'm just not worried about it. I'm just not.
It'll be interesting to see where we end up points wise, I think.
I didn't necessarily read the rules of the new space. Or why do I keep saying space? Space has nothing to do with any of this, other than
it's fine. It's fine.
The new Slaves to Darkness terrain piece.
Yeah, the Nexus here. I can't say I took the time to read it either. Why don't we?
Whoa, clicking down too far. All right, so we got set it up normally. Each time you pick a friendly wizard to attempt to cast a spell, if that wizard is within 3 inches of the terrain feature, you can spend 3 of its power points. What is that? Terrain starts with 0 power points at the start of hero phase. Roll a die and add the results. The total power points can never have more than 12 power points.
Okay.
So after you've rolled a die a couple times, you can spend 3 power points. If you do so, add 1 to the casting roll, because that's what Slaves of Darkness need: more help casting.
Well, yeah.
You can pick an objective or terrain feature and spend 9 of this power point. If you do so, roll a die on a 2+. All enemy units contesting that objective or terrain feature suffer D3 mortal wounds. On a 1, the Nexus releases a pulse of mutating energies. All friendly units within 3 inches of terrain suffer D3 mortal wounds. Roll 4 each.
Okay.
Fine. For free, I'll take it.
Yeah, why not?
Also, I think it's one of the most badass looking pieces.
Oh, definitely is.
I'll see if I can find a cheaper version of this whenever my Chaos Dwarves come out.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
If I see a terrain piece I'd like to put on the table, but it actually has rules, I'm always hesitant.
Right. No, I agree. I agree.
Get things confused.
It's like, I might want to just make sure this looks right and not confuse anyone.
All right, so let's move along here to. Here we go. The new AoS articles.
Okay.
All right, so going back to May 1st, introducing Spearhead, Fast and Furious new mode for AoS.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked about it a bunch, so
right.
Won't go too far into depth with this one. But, again, since the U.S. Open happened, where they were putting out where they're letting people play it and try it.
Mhm.
We've been getting a lot of word about it. Have you watched any videos or anything like that on it?
I think I did see the Honest Wargamers video on it.
Um,
That was, I think, the only one I've seen so
yeah,
far.
I watched his coaches, and then there was two others that I can't remember who they were.
Okay. Okay.
Both of them were positive.
Yeah.
There was a lot of there's a lot of butts in
Yes.
Rob's.
Well, yeah, of course, and
um,
I think we all realize that probably not going to be the most balanced way to play this game,
right. Well, again, I mean that's
but
kind of the and this is what GW always does.
mhm,
They promise the moon, and then they deliver the original expectation we all had.
right, yeah,
And it's like
yeah,
if you just didn't overpromise,
right. If you just said what it is, hey, this is a way for new people to get into the game,
right,
might not be perfectly balanced, but you buy this one box and you and your buddy can play.
right. I mean, again, especially considering last week we pointed out that you guys said how much you balance this,
Right. Yeah.
and then you also point like so it was like your two things that you wouldn't shut up about was
Mhm.
balance and time efficiency, and
Right.
Rob even said that the proctor said that they were the only person that got out of turn one in the 45 minutes they
Oh, jeez.
had.
Okay.
So again, it is what it is. I think it'll be the same. It'll be the perfect thing to do whenever.
Mhm.
Remember whenever we were at LVO and we had a little bit of time, and so we did a little war cry.
Yes, I do.
I think that's.
Yeah. What's going to happen with this? Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't think there's going to be tournaments. I don't think there's going to be events.
Much.
I
Yeah.
don't. I think we're going to get that one book. They'll. It depends on how hard they're trying to beat the drum.
Exactly. This is going to be your buddy's getting a Warhammer and you've been in for a while. He buys a spearhead. You look up what a spearhead is for your army. You put that on the table so you can teach him.
Yep.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Exactly. And like I said, one of the things that AoS coach said was, um, it's there's not so much variety with the current, like with the rules that they provide, like with how many battle tactics you get and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. That it's going to be something that you can just play and play and play and play. They're going to need to like start putting out different packs and different boards
Yeah.
and whatnot to help kind of keep things lively. And I hope they do. Like I said, I mean, just because it's not match play and just because people aren't going to talk about it doesn't mean there isn't going to be a strong set of people that do like
Right.
it. Because you're going to get some of those friends that you're trying to pull in that go, I'm not doing 2,000 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
At those prices? Are you kidding?
Exactly.
All right. So then we had May 2nd. Score battle tactics and issue powerful commands as the flow of battle twists and turns in Spearhead.
Yeah.
So again, this also kind of went in. We won't go too much on this because again, it's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but the amount of I personally didn't have too much fervor about Spearhead. I was hopeful, but I was like, meh, it'll be fun.
Right. I think the problem is we're already in the ecosystem.
Right.
It's harder to sell this to us.
Right. So essentially, what it is you have a battle tactic deck of 12 cards, which is what AOS Coach was talking about, and you draw 3, and then you pick one from there.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes into a little more depth, but the battle tactics seem to be a little more interesting. So here you have take the flanks. You complete this tactic at the end of your battle. At the end of the turn, if there are any friendly units within 3 inches of each short battle edge, which I guess you'd only take this if you already have it.
Right.
And then it also gives you a command of redeploy because there's no command
Points normally. Yeah.
right. So again, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving
It's
along.
cool.
May 3rd, walk the path of glory and forge epic armies and new AoS. What are they talking about? Oh, this is Path to Glory.
Ah, okay.
So let's take a little bit of time on this one.
Yeah.
Since the first edition of Age of Sigmar, Path of Glory has given players the tools to create their own ongoing narrative as their army secures heroic victories, weather cushioning defeats, and grows in strength as its ranks swell and veterans earn new skills. In the current edition, the Path of Glory rules focus on empire building, with rules for conquering territories and building outposts. This tied into the overarching narrative of the edition, which saw the first Dawnbringer Crusade leave the city of Sigmar on a mission to reclaim the realms. Um, so let's see here. So it focuses on your warlord and their retinue.
Okay.
And so then path.
So how many are now?
As you fight battles in your campaign, your units, including all your heroes, monsters, and anything else, will gain ranks. There are 4 ranks to progress through as you earn renown for participating in battles, and then here they show where they are.
Yep.
Okay, so this is actually very similar to Middle Earth.
Okay.
This is almost taken whole cloth.
Very cool.
What's interesting is, so it's actually kind of a combination of the looks like Middle Earth battle companies, where you choose a path for your heroes, and actually a little dash from my Nova narrative heroes.
Oh, there you go.
You get levels, you just get abilities at certain levels, except for you can pick which one you want, I assume. Yeah, pick one.
Yeah, probably.
So I think that's interesting. The one thing that I really liked that I felt bad that didn't really take off, or at least from the last edition of 40K, whenever they came out with their Crusader, and they're like, look, you could still play your Crusader game even if your opponent isn't.
Right.
And you just don't layer on the Crusader rules.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool, because it's like, okay, well, I played 5 games at a tournament with my narrative army. And so now next Saturday, when I go and fight my buddy who was too sick to go.
Right, yeah. Yeah, who couldn't make it.
So like I said, and we're getting Anvil of Apotheosis back.
Okay.
I'm interested to see how they'll do it, because again, the last one was a good start, but
yeah, I mean, you gotta start somewhere. I was happy to see it. It was more fun to be able to make your own character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needed some work. That's all.
Well, again, I mean, and I'll tell you flat out, I know how hard it is.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, for the for Neil's
yeah, for his campaign
that we were all doing. Like we you know, that's essentially Anvil of Apotheosis there.
Yes. Yeah.
Just a little more depth. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I mean, I guess you could, yeah. We'll see. I'm very excited to see how it comes out, and it's definitely gonna be something that we're gonna look at here. So
awesome.
Okay, May 6th. Make Swiss cheese of the Sigmarite lick splitters with the. Okay, and then we got the terrain rules on May 9th.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this is closer to what I was hoping for. I just kind of want them to come up with something that feels a little more natural than every piece of terrain is either mystical or it's
damn. Roll a dice for all of these, and this is what it is.
Well, I really would rather just have, this is a forest. Here's forest.
Right. This gives cover. Done. Right. Okay.
Here's
cool.
Ruins. Here's hills. You know.
Right.
And that's kind of what we're getting.
Yep. Yep. Definitely.
So, like I said, it seems. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, be interesting to see.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it last time, but they did say on the General's Handbook that the new battle plans are going to have recommendations for where we put what type of terrain.
Oh, okay. That's
I
very
am
interesting.
all for that because
Yeah.
I mean we've been playing how many years together, and whenever we go to set up the board, I still say I don't know, just put the terrain where you want.
Right. Just throw it down and we'll figure it out. I don't care. Yeah.
All right,
That's
and
awesome.
May 10th, the Mortal Realms are incredible, but don't take it from us. Callus and Toll are here to. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're
Read
here to tell
books.
you about it.
Yeah, there's a video all from them. Okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll tell you what, as
Mhm.
a quick aside, if Callus and Toll become our like R2D2 and C3PO, I'm fine
Not
with that.
upset about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like both characters.
Right. Yeah. I can see
Uh,
that.
okay, then we had three biggest changes in Warhammer Age of Sigmar from Matt Rose himself. Did we get no? It's a video. If I realized it was a video, I apologize, guys. I would have wrote about it, but I did watch it at the
Okay.
time. Unfortunately, I can't remember.
Okay. Can't
Honestly,
recall what the three biggest changes
yeah,
are.
I mean, the problem is it's so there's very little that's the same. You know,
Right.
it's basically. I mean, even the skeleton is changed.
Yes, it's all changed quite a bit lately, and without context, it's hard to say
Right.
that's the biggest change.
Right.
Well, is it really, or is it similar because of all these other things?
Yeah. Okay, and then we had on the 23rd, the Hour of Ruin is upon us, what it means for the mortal realms, and we got our new map of the Great Parch.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a lot on here.
there is a lot on here. Let's see if we can.
We're gonna
In a new
zoom
tab,
down.
if we can. Let's see. We'll enhance.
Yes, that's what you're supposed to do. Yell at the computer, enhance.
Enhance.
Yep, because that will definitely change the number of pixels that are in an area.
Well, that's fine. So we'll see all this other crap here, but if you look on the second column,
Yeah,
the important stuff, we got the Caradron Skyport. Okay, that's expected. Oh, the Fire Slayer Magma Hold. Okay, that's cool that they have the dwarves locked together. Oh, look, the Lost Jordan Hold. I wonder if there's some survivors in there. That maybe Grugny could help them reclaim their
dwarves.
hold.
Strange old dwarves.
Oh, and look what's behind Hashut's Forge City.
Hashut, that has something to do with those chaos dwarves you keep
That's
talking about.
so weird
don't they?
that everything else on here is basically an army that exists outside of the realm gate, and that's
Yeah, I mean, I suppose one could say that is true.
you know what's funny. Whenever I saw that, I got really excited, and just to rub it in more. I got more excited to rub it in people's faces than I did actually going. This is evidence that the army's.
Yeah,
I think I looked to see where
they actually are.
Oh,
I was going to say, can you squint that hard
they're
to
north of Iridian?
North of Iridian.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right up there. Look at that.
Huh.
Right next to the one oh, they're right. They're sandwiched between two fire holds or magma holds.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It won't go poorly for anyone at all.
We get a fucking starter box with.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I thought it was fun to have a little map here, and we got this new artwork of now the new 5 Chaos Gods.
Yeah. Now that we've added the Great Horned Rat. Boy.
I don't know. I kind of liked him as a miner.
I kind of did too. Like, it was just kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I don't know, when you root for the underdog and then he gets what he wants, it's kind of like...
Right, yeah. Every once in a while, you're like, look, the minor god and all these rat men who worship him did it. Now it's like, well, now they put it at the same table as everyone else. Like,
I mean, I guess to be fair, like the they're the horned rat probably has more worshippers than all four of the other gods combined at this point.
Look, by numbers,
Right.
definitely does.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here, so we got the Lord Vigilance War Scroll.
Oh yes,
So he only has 8 wounds or 8 health.
yes.
That seems a little.
It's a little low, a little low. It's fine. You know, it's okay.
So he got 5 attacks, not bad. 3s, 3s, 2 rend, 2 damage.
Okay.
Glyphstalker, 3 attacks, 4s, 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage. Okay. He has the once per turn Ruination Chamber ability on a 4-up. A non-core ability doesn't affect him, and then once per battle for the army, deliver judgment. Declare pick a friendly non-hero Ruination Chamber wholly within 12. That unit can use 2 fight abilities this phase. After the first is used, however, the unit has a strike class. So
Okay. Yeah, strike twice. Won it at the end of battle.
I mean, if he's like 120 points,
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
150.
I could see
He
160.
hits 200.
He's gonna.
You know he's going to be like 280.
How fast is he? 12 inches. He's gonna be in the 200s.
Who gives a shit how fast he is? He has to be wholly within 12 of other units.
He's gonna be 200.
I know he's going to be. I'm telling you, he's going to be like 250 to 280.
I know, but
And I
he's
like
too
to see
fast.
that he has a unhelmeted version.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm hoping that they do show off a helmeted version of him as well.
Well, they did. So the helmeted version.
Oh,
is in
that's
the
right.
reveal.
That's right.
This is the reveal of him without a helmet.
Okay.
So okay.
Sweet.
So we're already over to the the faction focus.
We're already here. We were
started
ripping.
with Stormcast, right?
Yeah.
So I thought this one was kind of underwhelming. Like all of their battle traits are about like just teleporting down.
Yeah, for the most part,
And I'm
everything's
like, okay,
about teleport.
so that's the most exciting 2 seconds of the battle. Then is like we're gonna focus everything on them just showing up on the table.
I mean, or just staying home on their home base.
Again,
That's the other half of it, right?
I mean, it just I don't know, man. Like, come on, like that's fine and all.
Right, but
But they need some like the rules that we've seen do not support a full elite army.
no, the game itself struggles to do that. And I mean, this is something that even in 40K with Space Marines, the game struggles to show a small elite force ripping up a ridiculous number of guys.
Right.
And I think it's easier with the Stormcast because I don't think there's any like lore out there of them killing 100 men before they go down or anything like that.
Now there's lore of like a singular Stormcast.
Right, yes. This one named guy did something awesome. Everyone else is a schmuck. It's fine.
So we got confirmation of the 5-up ward once per turn.
Yeah.
Blessed Weapons is a prayer. Yes. So there we have pick friendly Stormcast Eternal Priest to chant this prayer. Pick a friendly visible Stormcast Eternal Infantry unit wholly within 12 with a chant roll of 6. Requires 6 to go off. Add 1 to attack characteristics.
Sure. Why not?
If the chanting roll is 12 or more, this ability affects all visible friendly Stormcast Eternal units, which now we're talking some prayers.
Yeah.
That's now you're getting prayers back in. So
Yeah.
okay. So they showed off Krondus's War Scroll, where
Oh,
they
I
were
missed
like,
this.
"Oh, did you miss this?"
Yeah, I had missed this one.
I haven't talked about it in our chat. So they were
Look,
like,
look.
"Okay, so we on all the other Stormcast rolls, we had these like really fun kid gloves that we found in the basement. But whenever
Yeah.
we came to Krondus, we took those off to write that War Scroll. So first off, starting 20 health.
You know, we're
Free up
starting a good
save.
spot. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Control of 5. So he has the same control as a unreinforced unit of Liberators.
Let's not talk about that.
12-inch move. So then he has a single
Yeah.
breath attack, which does go off in combat. 12-inch range. 2 to hit. 3s to wound. 2 rend. D3 plus 3 damage.
Okay, if it hits you and actually wounds, it's going to do something.
Woohoo!
I like it.
Apex Maw starts off with 4 attacks, 3s, 2s, Rend 2, 4 damage. If you're fighting infantry, like the one unit that doesn't, like you don't need to worry about this Rend, it goes up to Rend 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drake Lord's Talons, so he's 6 attacks, 3s, 2s, Rend 2 for 2.
Not bad at all.
Now again, whenever he is at 10 wounds or 10 health or less, I'm sorry, if he's taken 10 wounds or more.
Yes, there you are.
He halves the Apex Maw.
Which, that's significant. That's
little less
quite a
bitey.
few. Yeah, a little less bitey once he's been hit. He can still rake the talons across you, but he's not biting as much.
So +2 to cast rolls. Awesome.
Not bad. Not bad.
Once per turn, pick an enemy unit in combat. Roll a die on a 3+. They can't use commands for the rest of the turn.
Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good.
And then
Can't argue with that.
We have his spell that goes off on an 8, so you just need
a 6. Yeah.
That's doable. Pick a visible enemy unit with an 18 to the caster, and roll 2d6. Pick one of the following effects. Subtract 1 from hit rolls, subtract 1 from rend, subtract 1 from save rolls.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I don't think you can complain about that too much.
No, I like
now
that.
Again, if they make him 700 points.
Right. Yeah. He's a wizard too, so not the strongest wizard ever, but not that bad either.
Right. I mean, that's, again, if they remember that, once you put him in, you have to put in the rest of the army and to appoint him accordingly for that.
Right. Yes, that he is not the sole model.
Right.
Of the
like
army.
I said, I could see him being 400 to 500 points in a Stormcast army, whereas like if he was a Skaven, being like 700 points would be more appropriate.
Right.
Hopefully they remember that. I feel like they won't, though.
Probably not, but that'll be all right.
Then we got Yndrasta as well.
Yeah.
Move 12, health 8, 3 up save, 2 control. People were super excited and like hyped to the heavens about this one, and I was like, it's fine.
Okay, well, let's have a read here and see.
So she has 1 spear throw, 12 inches, 3s, 2s, rend 2, damage 4, +1 rend if it's a monster. And then in combat, the spear is 2 attacks, 2s, 2s, rend 2, damage 3. For monsters, it goes up to rend 3. Blade of the High Heavens, 5 attacks, 3s, 3s, rend 2, 3 damage. Now,
not bad at all.
Thengavar doubles the damage characteristic if it's fighting a monster. So the rend 2 goes to a rend 3, and the damage goes from 3 to 6.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's impressive. But again, I don't know that many people that run monsters.
It'll be interesting to see. It's one of those things that if the meta starts to shape around monsters, Stormcast players will be able to go, Yndrasta has to come with me. And I'll discourage the use of any such monster on that table.
Because again, now you're looking at like someone that can actually start
terrifying an entire
the Suns players have to go, oh crap.
Right.
I guess I have to attack her first and then do 8 damage on a 3 up save and
right.
Lay down.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult to set up with her having a 12-inch move too.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's 8 wounds. That's gonna be rough. Because
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting some sort of like she reduces damage to 1 or monsters going to do
Right.
damage or something.
Yeah. She definitely doesn't have anything on the defensive side, but it's interesting. She's very much a charge. Hopefully, kill whatever I charged
Yeah.
because it's going to hurt on the way back otherwise.
All right. Then other than that, add 1 to the number of dice rolled whenever she charges. Love that.
Nice.
And then ignore negative modifiers to the control score of Stormcast Eternals that are wholly within 12. This is the replacement for her put a model back in a unit.
Okay.
So from that perspective, that's a pretty bad
it's
trade.
a loss.
It's a pretty bad trade.
Yeah.
Overall, it's
probably honestly lore wise better.
Yeah, lore wise it makes more sense. Yeah. But like we haven't seen any rules about
removing
control amount.
This makes you wonder where it is. Yeah.
And then you'll notice in her oh, you know what? That is one thing that's interesting now. Think about it. So she has the War Master, which we don't know what it does yet. We're assuming that it's just going to be, 1 extra.
Right.
They're going to be able to take 4 units instead of 3, like your general.
Yeah.
But she also has the infantry keyword.
She does.
So infantry
and
might be
ward
a
of
pretty
5 is
broad.
very nice.
Yeah. And then ward 5 plus. So like I said, I don't think I don't quite know if we should be excited about her, but certainly not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. And if I start seeing a lot of monsters, or I'm just like, you know what, that Giants player, I don't like him so much.
I could definitely see looking for opportunities to bring her.
Right.
But
I don't think it's an end-all, be-all unit. It very much depends on her pointed, like where she is.
Which I'm going to take a swing and guess 320.
Yeah, I was going to say something close to that. I have to agree with you.
So then we got our Knight Arcanum. 6 wounds. So each wing adds a wound.
Oh, okay. Each wing adds a wound. There we go.
That's how she's a base Stormcast, and then just wing 7/8.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like, just as a quick aside, I was really, really hoping all foot heroes were just going to be a 2-up save.
2-up's hard to give, I feel like.
Well, I mean, again, like, so with the 2-up, it's basically like, I don't need to give them all out defense.
Yeah.
So the attack is lackluster, I guess.
Yeah. It's not
fine.
that.
Anti-manifestation, rend 1, so if she attacks a endless spell.
Yeah, why not?
+1 to casting rolls whenever it uses to summon an ability.
Okay.
Add 1 to banish. Enemy manifestations cannot pass through or end any move within this unit's combat range. And it has a 4-up ward against it. So she really hates endless spells and assumedly the Incarnate.
Yeah, assumedly.
Now, I always get the Knight Arcanum and the other casting one confused. Was this the one that had? Right? Yeah. Was this the one that had the Dispel Scroll?
Yes, this is the one that had the Dispel Scroll.
So they're saying they're going like, look, we got rid of your toy.
Right. Yeah. Look, you don't get the auto unbind.
Who knows? There might be a artifact or something.
Maybe.
Because Stormcast notoriously have had garbage artifacts since day one.
Yeah.
Nice to have something you can go to. So then it showed us Annihilators with the shields. So here we got our 2-up save. 3 wounds
each. Yes, we did.
4-inch move. Meteoric hammers, 3 attacks each. 3s, rend 1, 2 damage. No abilities.
Meh.
Very underwhelming. So they have Brace for Impact. Declare an enemy unit that charged this turn and is in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a die for each model in this unit. If if any of the rolls are a 6, the target has strike last until the for the rest of the turn.
So in a unit of 3, you got a 50-50 chance of giving the person who charged you always strikes last. Meh.
Hypothetically, 50.
Hypothetically, 50-50, yes.
And then Blazing Impact. Again, you drop them into the thing with the 3 and the 10.
Right, you drop them down, you do the 3 mortals, and that's it.
I mean, honestly, with a control score of 1, this is
that's rough.
Hyper underwhelming.
Yeah, it really doesn't do a whole lot for me. I hate to say it. The Ren just isn't there, I think, is the problem for the amount of attacks the unit will put out for 9 swings.
Yeah, it is just.
Yeah.
If they would have taken away Blazing Impact, leave that for the Grand Hammers.
Yeah.
And just had something like
a super controlling defensive unit.
Right.
Yeah.
If this unit controls a uncontested, if whenever this unit captures an objective, it was uncontested, they cannot have it taken away from them until they are destroyed or walk away from it.
That could be interesting. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And then there you go. Now you've earned your 220 point
right. Because right now, I don't know, for 200 something points, I think I can find something better than you.
Right. I'm like, I don't know why I would bring this.
Right.
It looks cool. It's still one of the coolest looking Stormcast models, but
it is, but doesn't hit hard enough or defend hard enough. It's got to pick one. It's trying to do both.
And then we got some Spearhead stuff.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have the Skaven faction. We got our battle traits. During deployment, they can also be in the heavens. They're rat heavens.
Yes, the rat heavens. Also known as tunnels, kids.
I think this edition I'm just going to push for everyone being in their own little
Everyone's heavens. In their own heavens, yeah.
Splinters of the Vermin Doom, which, oh my god, I can't believe they're running with this name.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's like trying to speak cubes into existence. It just...
Now listen, every time a video game has portrayed Skaven talking, it sounds like something you would never hear a sane human being say. So,
but again, I don't think that the rats popped up and said, "We are Vermin Doom." And no, this is what the cities called it. And
sure, I don't know. I think Skaven probably called it Vermin Doom. That sounds right.
Dumb. It's too many syllables for them. First off.
Well, just gotta start talking faster. That's all.
Vermin Doom. Set up gnaw holes. There you go. Too quick to hit.
Yes, quick to hit.
You can retreat without taking mortal wounds.
Yep.
Gnaw hole ambush. Right. You travel through the gnaw holes. Always 3 claw steps ahead. Pick a friendly non-monster Skaven unit that is not in combat and was not set up this turn. It can use the normal move ability as if it were your movement phase.
Okay.
Fine by me. Okay, so for Rat Ogre, for the Molder group, prize creations, pick up to 3. This is once per turn.
Right.
Turn your hero phase. Your hero phase. Pick up to 3 friendly non-hero Molder units to be targets. Roll a dice for each target to be applied, and apply the corresponding effect. So 1 to 2, self-destructive fury, D3 mortal wounds to yourself. 3 to 4, rabid, +1 attack to melee. And 5 to 6, blinded by frenzy. They get
5 up ward. Not bad. Yeah. I mean, the hurting yourself for D3 mortal a third of the time, gonna hurt. But it's fine. It's fine.
It just seems weird that it's like you go from hurting yourself to doing more damage to being more defensive. It almost feels like it should. I mean, I'm glad it's that way. I would much rather. But me, I want 3 to 4. I don't want 5 to 6.
Right. Yeah.
You can take your 5-up horde and shove it up your ass. I want my +1 attack.
There we go. There we go.
So we got to look at a manifestation with
Yeah, the
the
warp,
Warp Lightning Vortex. So you summon Warp Lightning Vortex.
Yes.
And so what Warp Lightning Vortex does now, on a 4-up, it does D3 mortal wounds. And subtract 2 from run rolls and charge rolls for enemy units while they are within 6 inches of this manifestation. And then also D6 if they D6 mortal wounds if they move through it.
Yeah. So nothing wrong with that at all. Doing some mortal wounds as you try and move across it, and it slowing down enemy units is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Not bad at all.
Lord Screech, here we got 13 wounds, 4-up save, 5 control. Glaive of the Rat King, 7 attacks, 3 3s, 2s, Rend 2, damage 3, crit for 2 hits.
All right. All right.
You know, I love every successful. I love the 6 to hit is another attack, but none of my armies have.
Yeah. It's fun design space here. I mean, it's one of those things that it either never goes off, or you have that turn that you're just like, Yahtzee 6s. I'm sorry, now I'm going to roll a wound. That's all of them, because it's only 2s to wound.
So now he's a wizard 1.
Okay, so basic wizard. So he can also help defend you is a good way of looking at it.
Right. I'm not seeing any bonus to cast, so you have to raw dog a 7.
It's fine. It's fine.
Spell. And if you get that off, you roll 13 dice. For each 5+, you inflict 1 mortal wound to a target. You can return 1 slain model to a friendly clan rat unit wholly within 13 inches. That's for each. So you do a little zap.
Yeah.
Put a little
get back. Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, you should really be looking at 2 or 3.
Yeah. I mean, what, on a 5-up, odds are, 4? Not bad.
13 dice?
13 dice looking for 5s? Yeah. It should be 4, because in every group of 6, you should get 2, right?
Well, I mean, if you...
Right, so for the rest of us and how we all roll dice, where the law of averages applies to us.
Yeah, I'm still holding firm.
Okay, sure. 2 or 3. 2 or 3. For the rest of us, 4.
Okay, so then we have once per turn in any combat phase, terrifying monstrosity. Declare an enemy infantry unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a die on 3+. The target cannot use commands for the rest of the turn. Subtract an amount equal to the roll from the target's control score until the start of your next turn. There it is.
Wow.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
But I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to use it on the unit of whatever. I'm going to use it on Yandrasta because
or a monster. And so I also don't see anywhere where it says to a minimum of 1.
Yes, that is correct.
Zero that out and just say, no, 1 rat man is standing on it. It's mine now.
So that's interesting. Yeah, so it's here. Okay, and then in your hero phase, the 13-headed one. Effect, pick one of the following effects to apply until the start of your next turn. You cannot pick the same effect more than once per battle. Add 1 to casting rolls for friendly wizards while they are wholly within 13. Of course.
Sure.
Add 1 to charge roll for non-verminous units. Knower of Warp Tech. Add 1 to hit rolls for shooting attacks.
Cool.
Add 1 to rend characteristic for melee weapons from Eshin. Add 1 to chanting rolls for Pestilence. And heal D3 from friendly Molder. So it looks like they are definitely encouraging you to
grab a handful of everything. Yes, definitely.
Or we're just not going to see this guy on the table.
Or we won't see him on the table. But I don't know. It looks like he hits pretty hard, so I'm interested.
So now for the Rat Ogres, this is the first time we're actually seeing heavy use of the 4-ups. So we got 4
Yeah.
wounds per guy, 5 save,
Mhm.
which doesn't seem like a lot, but I think that's pretty close to what they have now. And now it feels like a lot of beef. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So not
uh,
bad, I'm sure.
so the warp fire gun is 10 inches, 2d6 attacks, 2s,
Mhm.
4s, rend 2, 1 damage. You can use that in combat.
Very good.
And let's see. Okay, so 1 and 3 have the warp fire gun, so the only time you can get more than one is, of
Okay.
course. And then, of course, claws, blades, and fangs, 5s attacks, 4s, 3s, rend 1, 2 damage. This is clearly where you're going to give your all-out attack.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm surprised. It's not as terrifying as like my brain makes them out to be normally, right? So I think that's because of the honest fact that we're also used to having a crap ton of them with warp fire guns and just wrecking us. So
yeah, that's the other thing is we don't see all of the buff pieces and all the other things like that. And then on top of that, we have in any combat phase, inflict D3 mortal wounds, mortal damage on this unit, and add 1 to the attack characteristic of the unit's melee weapons. So if you have 6 of these guys, hopefully you roll the 1 or 2, and now all of
and
a
you get
sudden,
6 more swings. Yeah.
yeah, now all of a sudden you're doing 36 swings, and you do all out attack on them.
Not bad.
36, 3 threes, 1 rend 2 damage without any other buffs.
Not bad at all. Not bad at
What's the
all.
motor thing up here?
Yeah, what is that? 18? No. 16 wounds? Sure.
Oh yeah, you just heal them. Oh cool. So
Not
then
bad. Yeah.
I did deal
Help
3.
keep them alive
Heal
and keep
D3.
going. Yeah.
All right.
Inflict D3, heal D3. It's fine.
Another one of bane of my existences, thanks to Alex.
I swear, the first times I ever saw Warp Lightning Cannon, I knew to be terrified of it. And every time they blew themselves up.
I
I was
think
so
Alex might have
lucky.
blown himself up once with this. Other than that, it's just the 2 every damn time.
There you go.
So 20 inches, so that's definitely improvement.
Cut back.
For us.
Yes. Yes.
Man, a couple tabs is going to be so on the other side.
Yeah.
So 20 inches, that is a reduction. 2d6, 4 up to hit, which is a big change to how it was.
Yes. Yeah.
However, each attack made with this weapon in a single phase must target the same enemy. Each hit inflicts 1 mortal damage on the target, and the attack sequence ends. Now you can do more warp lightning, and the effect is if this unit is within the combat range of a friendly Skyer hero, add 6 to the attack characteristic of this unit's warp lightning blast for the rest of the turn. However, for each unmodified roll of 1, inflict D3 mortal wounds.
Whew.
After the shot has been resolved.
Right. Yeah.
But,
see, if there's something to reroll ones in there, it'll be fine.
Right. But again, I mean, even still, I mean, if you're sitting there rolling 12,
what average of
dice.
12, 13, yeah.
So now you're, I mean, because again,
I get honestly, 1 or 2 ones. It'll be fine. Unless it's you.
This is one of the ones where if I was a Skaven player, I'd be upset. As a non-Skaven player, I'm like, okay, thankfully it's, now they can actually put this at a point level where it's like, let's put it so it does, what is the point of something? What is the point range of something that does 4 mortal wounds a turn?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
And the Nahul, we already know it's
Nahul.
Yeah. We got enough to look through. All right.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just the Nahul. It's good.
All right.
It's good.
Then we got the Gloomspite Gits. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. This shows 2 battle traits, but a lot of battle trait in each one.
You're right. Yeah.
Under the light of the bad moon, during the battle moon or during the battle, an area of the battlefield will be the bad moon's location. If the bad moon location will be either a quarter of the battlefield or center of the battlefield.
Yes.
While the bad moon's location is a quarter of the battlefield, all Gloomspite gets units, friendly and enemy, wholly within that quarter are under the light of the bad moon. While the bad moon's location is the center of the battlefield, all Gloomspites get units, friendly and enemy, on the battlefield. Why would they just say the entire battlefield?
Yes.
I would also like a clarification that even if there is only one bad moon, I
Yeah.
don't. It doesn't necessarily say that anywhere that I'm looking at it. I'm sure it will somewhere, but
Yeah. What
um,
if you get the mirror and you're both just crossing bad moons over the?
smashing it
Yes.
down. Okay. Blah blah blah. We got it. Okay. For non-squig moon clan, add 3 to the control score. Uh, for squig units, re-roll the random characteristic for movement. For the Trogoth, add 1 to save. And for Spiderfang, the crits go off on a 5+.
Okay.
I think those are all perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
There's nothing as me, the player, screaming to myself, going, oh my god, what am I going to do now? But at the same time, those are all solid buffs.
Yeah, they're all good buff. And nothing's like, oh my god, I got to build around that.
Right.
But
Right. Okay. Bad Moon's Orbit, once per battle round. If multiple players are commanding the Gloomspite Gits army, then instead, at the start of the player, those players roll off, and only the winner declares and uses this ability in the battle round. Okay. Well, so at least we have that.
It. Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily say there's only one bad moon, but we know there's only one bad moon.
Right.
And again, there's a whole lot of text I'm not reading here, so it's probably in there somewhere.
Yep.
If it's the first battle round, pick a quarter. If it's the second or subsequent battle round, roll a die. 1 to 3 it stays, 4 up it moves, and then blah blah blah. Rules on how to move.
Yep.
So we have the Squigalanche.
Yeah. We're just gonna
Each time a friendly squig unit charges, add 1 to the attack characteristic of its fang-filled gobs, massive fang-filled gobs, or huge fang-filled gobs for the rest of that turn.
Awesome. Cool. Are you playing squigs and want to charge more? Well, I have a deal for you.
Be in the bad moon.
Yeah, be in the bad moon to help your movement, and then bounce yourself right over here.
Okay, so then we have Lore of the Clammy Dank. Sneaky Distraction goes off on a 7. Declare, pick a friendly Gloomspite, get wizard, cast, blah, 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 blah. Until the start of your next turn, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by enemy units while they are wholly within 12 inches of the caster.
Boys, that one feel hard to get. So it'll be great against monsters, other heroes, elite armies. But if you're fighting another mob army, you're just kind of like, well, can't take this spell.
Yeah, not a huge fan of that spell. Well, remember, you take the whole lore.
Right, true. But it's just you having to be wholly within your enemy. Boy, it can be hard enough to be wholly within your own stuff.
That is asking a lot.
It is. So it'll be interesting to see.
So now we have, Scragrot.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 health, 6 up save. Bringing him for the melee. 4 attacks, 3s, 4s, 1 rend, D3 damage, no abilities.
It's fine.
The Loon King's Entreaty. Effect, you can choose whether the bad moon moves to the next location or stays in its current location instead of rolling the dice.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, that is once per battle. As a reaction, you declare the bad moon orbit. So you basically have to use the bad moon ability. Then if you don't like what you roll, it's going to stay.
Yeah.
Fangs of the Bad Moon, his own personal spell. 18 inches. It's on an enemy. Roll number of dice equal to the unmodified casting roll for each 3+. Inflict 1 mortal wound on the target. Not bad.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, not bad.
Then
Do
he
4 or
has
5 mortals if you cast it. Not bad.
as Babbling Wand. If you roll a 1, 2, 3, when determining the distance that a unit can move, you can use a value of 4 instead.
So if your squigs are having a hard time with their movement,
This is a declared redeploy command
oh, my
for
mistake.
friendly
My
moon
mistake.
command units wholly within 12 inches of the unit.
That's respectable.
Yeah, not bad.
Whole lot better than rolling that die.
I definitely think his importance has gone away.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. And like I don't know, like I saw them talking about Scragrot being taken too often. I'm like, he's a goddamn Loon King.
Yeah.
You should want him in every single game. Like
right. Yeah.
And he was a nightmare to deal with. And like but he wasn't like a keep you awake at night nightmare. Like
no, you were like, okay, this guy probably knows what he's doing. He's running Scragrot.
Right.
But
and then on top of that, once you got Scragrot, then the army crumbled. Like
right, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. Gobblepalooza. I guarantee you this is probably gonna make every Gits player that runs Gobblepalooza.
It'll be fine.
3 health per guys, 4 up save, 2 control, 5 move. All your everything does 1 attack, force 4s, rend 1, D3, no ability.
Yep.
So we've just get all that uniqueness out of the way.
Right. Yes. Let's leave that now. It's fine.
In the get this first battle round, this unit has a 4-up ward, and then in the second 5-up, and then third on is a 6-up. I don't know why it has to go away, but again, a 4 is pretty
yeah.
Weak. But with a 6-up save,
we have it. It's there. It's okay.
Let's see here. Then they have Gobblepalooza know what.
Yes, they know what.
Effect: roll a die on a 3+. Pick one of the following abilities. Glareface Dance. Pick a friendly Gloomspite Gits unit within this unit's combat range. At least it's not wholly within. Add 1 to run rolls and charge rolls until the start of your next turn. Nasty Poisons. Add 1 to rend characteristic and mesmerize. Pick an enemy unit within 12. That unit cannot use commands. There's a lot of not using commands.
There is. Definitely going to be a theme, it feels like, in this edition of can you shut down your opponent's commands while you go beat on whatever unit it is you need to beat on.
Yeah. So for Squig Herd, I saw that. So movement is D6 plus 3.
Okay. So we're at least minimizing to 4.
Yeah,
so I'm liking
at least
that.
A basement of a dwarf.
Yep.
1 health, 6 up save, control 1. Which I think is actually kind of interesting. I was kind of expecting this to be 0, and then there'd be a special rule of Squig Herders have a control.
Oh, it has a 1. Yeah, that could be interesting.
So, anyways, we have, and this is also interesting. So, if you look at it, the unit is the Squig Herders.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to see how the companion rule works with the control.
I'm very interested to see how companions worded. Yeah.
So because of that, the Squig Prodder is the unit's attack of 2 attacks, 5s, no rend, 1 damage. However, the companion models, all the Squigs, have the Fang-filled gob of 3 attacks. 3 attacks per
Squig.
Per Squig.
Yep.
With a 3-inch attack range.
It's fine. We're just going to drown you in swigs now, all right? It's great.
Holy God. Okay, so...
buckets of dice.
I assume this is 1 in 6 models of the Squig. 1 in 6.
So you make 5 squigs, and then one of them is a prodder.
How big's the unit by default?
That's a good question. Probably 12. No, 10. 10, sorry. I'll bet you.
So would it be 10 squigs, 2 herders?
No, I think it. Yeah, yeah, it'd be 10 squigs, 2 herders, so 12 models. Yeah, yeah.
That's weird.
It'd be fine.
And then,
It'd be
so then,
fine.
if assuming that's the case, then you reinforce it so you're up to 4 herders, 20 squigs,
Yep.
and you could probably get all 20 squigs within 3 inches of whatever you're fighting, as long as it's not a solo foot hero.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 60 attacks of force 3s, rend 1 damage.
Won't do anything, right? It'll be fine.
And under the bad moon, I forget what else it does, but that's
reroll
the
charge.
reroll.
Yeah.
Fine.
Or movement. Yeah.
Each time a model in this unit is slain by combat by a combat attack, and that model was in combat with the attacking unit, roll a die 5+, inflict 1 mortal damage on the attack after the fight ability has been resolved. Which also, if you don't remember, if you had forgotten, Squig Herd used to be 2 health per.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a big change.
Yeah, the drop down to 1.
We're going back to old zombie way of doing mortal wounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I like it.
Passive, beast, effect. This unit has a maximum control score of 1, so nothing to make him better at controlling stuff. So there was something in there about that. And then herding squigs. Roll a die for each squig herder in this unit. For each 2+, you can return D3 slain cave squigs in this unit. For each one squig herder in the unit is slain.
Okay, so if you roll well, you can bring a lot of squigs back.
The nerfs and buffs to this war scroll is very intriguing to me.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see, because it almost seems like it's in a different design space, but I don't know if it is.
It's now a
does a similar thing
to the previous war scroll.
That's a good way of putting it. It's a good way of putting it. But I enjoy this. It seems like a fun one. Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely have, like, this still makes me want to play a squig army.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so then we got the Bad Moon Loon Shrine itself. 14 health, 4 save, no ward.
Okay.
So again, we put it up.
Yeah.
Everyone within 12 inches, wholly within 12 inches, also act as if they have the Bad Moon light.
Cool.
And then declare friendly non-hero, non-monster, non-war machine, blue spike kit unit that has been destroyed to be the target. Set up a replacement unit with the with half the number of models from the target unit, wholly within 12 inches of the terrain feature, and more than 3 inches from all enemies.
Okay.
Now this one, I think it specifies somewhere. Well, that also takes a command point, too.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that at least costs you something to do.
So, that doesn't state anything about not being able to replace a replacement unit. Pick up that has been destroyed to be the target. Whenever it's on purpose.
Yeah.
That would suck if that's...
If you just keep grinding them out, if you're trying to get
I finally got rid of that 40-man block of gits. Oh, I finally got rid of that 20-man block of gits. Oh, I finally got rid of the 10-man block of gits.
Yep. No, actually, this is just an unending mob. Good luck.
That was one of the things I was kind of thinking. I was like, because I was looking at this before, and I was like, why don't they just say, like, in the declare... Now, again, not for this one specifically, assuming that their intent is to allow you to bring back replacement units that have been replaced.
Yeah.
Put a thing like declare friendly, non-hero, non-monster, non-war machine, non-replacement Gloomspike kits, set up a replacement unit, and give the unit the keyword replacement.
Yeah, you can only bring them back once type of thing, yeah.
I thought that would have been an interesting way of doing it, but...
yeah, definitely.
Okay. moving along here. Night Haunt. Ghost to ghosts. Okay.
Okay. Here we
One
go.
second. Okay. So here we go.
Yeah.
So we still have ethereal. Ignore all modifiers to save rolls.
That's
No
fine.
expert or no surprise there. It
Yep.
specifically
It's
calls
kind of
out
the
the
army's
dash.
thing. Yep.
Discorporate. Reaction to opponent declared an attack ability, and this is a command ability 1.
Okay.
Used by a friendly night hunt unit that was attacked. Has a ward of 5 up.
5 up. Not bad. Not bad. Just, I'm getting attacked. I can't affect my save, but I'll give myself a ward. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that is nice to have a little
Something.
because
Yeah.
they'll probably have a 6-up ward, so this is probably really just a way to give them +1 ward.
Yeah. It's probably about what they have.
Shriek. Pick so this is once per turn in your charge phase. Declare a friendly Night Hunt unit that has not used an Aura of Dread ability this turn, and that charged this turn to use this ability, then pick an enemy unit within 1 inch to be the target. The number of models of the friendly Night Hunt unit must be greater than the number of models of the target unit. Did you get all that?
I got there.
The effect, subtract 1 from hit rolls.
Okay. So it looks like what? There's 4 of these Aura of Deads. You're only ever going to be able to
Is that
use
what these
one.
are? Are they art?
Yeah, so at the bottom there it says
keyword.
Aura of Dread.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So once per turn, your charge phase, wave of terror, which does not have the Aura of Dread keyword. Friendly Night Hunt unit that are in combat can use charge abilities this phase. However, if a unit that is in combat uses a charge ability and the charge roll is 3 or less, that unit does not count as having charged that turn. Which I think is very interesting.
Yeah, I like the idea of just
means
charging through your opponent.
So it says the chart. Oh, okay. Now I'm reading it the same way you are. Okay. So I was thinking it counts as you charging. But no, I read it now and I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the charge ability is.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're absolutely like once you said that. Yes, there's no.
Yeah.
No confusion. Cool. I thought it was a. I thought it was a replacement for their retreat and charge.
I mean, it probably is also their replacement for their retreat and charge.
Well, I was thinking it was like, instead of retreating and charging, it's like we're going to limit you to your target, and you just keep hammering these guys, and you can debuff them.
And you count as having charged, yeah.
And you'll also see, I don't really necessarily see anything in here stating once. It does say once per turn per army.
Once per turn, which okay.
So only 1 unit. All right, then we got stun. Pick a friendly Night Hunt, War Machine, or Cavalry unit that has not used an Aura of Dread ability. Subtract 1 from save rolls. And then Petrify. Pick a Night Hunt hero that has not used an Aura of Dread, and they give Strike Last. So it looks like a huge watering down of that giant table.
Yes, definitely, but not bad, I don't think.
I think it's interesting.
They're simplifying it just like everyone else is getting simplified, I think.
I think it almost would have been better to put these on the unit war scrolls so you can add more variety.
Yeah, no, I agree. That probably would have been the place for it.
Considering that Night Haunt are not in the best place right now, which is a Giants player, I don't know how that's possible.
That's okay. It's fine.
-1 to something. My whole plan is crumbling before my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. You gave 1 unit -1. I don't know how I'm going to recover from this.
I concede.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I think it kind of like, I don't mind it. at a surface level, but I think whenever we get down to the the little details,
Granular. Yep.
the small details of the army, whenever the index comes out, I think we are going to notice like, ooh, -1 to hit's not really that big a deal, especially if we're going
Right.
to be keeping true with the you can't get more than 1 away from your original score.
Right. Yeah.
Because again, if that's the case, oh look, here's something that has a 4-up hit. I'll charge 2 units, so they're only doing a 6. They're never going to allow that.
No.
So it would be nice to be able to have.
Yeah, these abilities are also only once per turn. So even if you charge 2 units into one.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
That kind of stinks.
Yep. So it'll be interesting.
Okay, passive. There is no escape. Friendly Night Hunt units can use charge abilities even when they run a retreat in the same turn, no mortal wounds.
Okay, so they still have the retreat charge thing. Yeah.
If there would have been an add-on effect of if enemy units use the retreat, they take D6 instead of D3.
Ooh, that could be interesting, but that sounds a little too punishing.
I mean, for how bad the nerf of their charging penalties were.
Maybe. We'll see.
Shade Mist goes off on a 6. Declare friendly night. I'm not going to read that part. All right, 3 more models wholly within 12. Subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks that target that unit until your next turn.
Okay, so another form of protection. Yeah.
All right, Lady Oleander.
Yes.
7 wounds, 4-up save, cannot be changed.
Right.
8 move, 2 control. Because ghosts don't like controlling that much. They just can't.
No. And she's a smaller model.
So she's got her Horrifying Visage. So 12-inch, 1 attack, 2s, Rend 3, D6. On a crit, it auto wounds, which by the Votan rules we know destroys the game.
Oh, yes, that ends everything.
I'm surprised this is not a shoots in combat.
I agree with you, because if she's just looking at you,
right,
I feel like she can do that while she's ripping your head. Yeah. She needs an extra hand to, lift the veil. You're right.
I mean, you think she'd have like little spectral guys do that for you.
Yeah, she probably could just have a servant handle that for her if need be in the middle of a fight. But, it's okay.
Staff of Midnights, 4 attacks, 4s, 3s, Rend 1, D3. Again, we have crit auto wound and Handmaiden Spectral Claws, which are not able to lift her veil. 6 attacks, 4s, Rend 1, 1 damage, auto wound, companion. So not the greatest in combat.
No, but I don't think she was ever really a combat monster. She was always a good support piece for the army.
Right. No Rest for the Wicked. Declare once per battle in your hero phase. Pick any number of friendly Night Hunt units on the battlefield to be the target. Wow. Effect. For each target, you can return a number of slain models to that unit with a combined health characteristic of up to D3 plus 3.
Not bad at all.
Bad.
No range on that, so why not?
Right. So just every hero phase. It's only
once per battle. So got to pick your moment. But whenever you've got 2, maybe 3 units at half health, just say, get back up.
Look at that. We have another subtract 3 from control scores.
And this is only within, not wholly within.
Oh.
That's pretty big, that minus.
Boy, you just put a giant target on this.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, she's got a big target on her.
She is grief-stricken. It's her own personal spell, 6-up. Enemy unit with an 18. Ignore positive modifiers to hit wounds or hit rolls, wound rolls, and save rolls for the rest of the turn.
It's pretty cool.
She's a War Master, Wizard 2, Fly, Ward 4-up.
So she's a 4-up, 4-up. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Let's see. Do we know? Okay, I'll just put it this way. I don't know who Reikenor the Grimhaler is.
I can picture the model. He's on a horse type deal with.
See that when it says cavalry.
Yeah. Yeah. Big scythe. It's.
Oh, big scythe and a ghost army? Are you? Wow.
It's
You must be
weird.
thinking of
It's
different
really
armies.
weird. Yeah, I must be thinking of something. Look, I could just not know this at all and just be trying to say something and sound right, and I'm probably right. Okay, it's fine.
Again,
It's
the
fine.
models are amazing, but they didn't exactly break ground.
Yeah, no, not for me at least.
Okay, so 7 wound, 4 up save. Let's just skip ahead. Fly with
Let's
ward
just
6 up. Wizard 1. So the Fell Reaper, probably that scythe thing you were claiming.
that scythe thing. Yeah.
5 attacks, 3 threes, rend 2, 2 damage, charge +1 damage, crit auto wound. Not a bad little shindig he's got going on
Yeah.
there.
Seems like the army stick right now, which is the crit auto wound. Won't be long before that's gone.
I think we're okay as long as it's not like that's compounding.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
And then his horsey boy has 3 attacks, 5s. Oh,
Horsey
3
boy
up.
can't see too good. Okay, it's
So
fine.
rend,
He
1
struggles to hit
damage,
people.
crit auto wound. So you're basically just your only hope is auto wound.
Yes, your hope is to auto wound.
Corpse candles. Declare any hero phase. Pick either this unit or a visible unit, enemy unit within 12. Allocate 1 damage point to the target. If you picked an enemy unit, add 1 to casting rolls for this unit for the rest of the turn. If you picked this unit for the rest of the turn, add 1 to casting rolls for this unit. Add 1 to this unit's power level. So it goes from Wizard 1 to Wizard 2.
Okay.
Wraithstorm. 7. Pick an enemy visible enemy unit within 12. Inflict D3 mortal wounds on the target. If any models are slain by this ability, inflict an additional D3 mortal wounds. Additional D3 mortal damage on the target.
Yes, you kill one guy, you get to roll that D3 again.
Yeah,
we're doing great.
I don't know why. I was reading it in mid-time whenever I saw there was more. I was expecting it to put ghosts in a unit within 12.
Oh, fair enough.
That would have been
Nope,
kind of
this
cool.
is
You're
just going.
literally
Is this a
just
tiny
sucking-
unit where you can kill a guy? So you can kill a few more.
Suck a soul, add a ghost.
Mhm.
Give him a sheet, give him a scythe, move along.
It'll be fine.
And then for passive, add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for attacks made with this unit's Reaper thingy if it's targeting a priest or wizard.
Okay.
Let's see. For the other war scrolls we've seen, this seems to be a pretty dense war scroll.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I like it.
Yeah, I kind of like that there's actually something going on here, so I'm okay with it.
All right, so we got the Dreadblade Harrows here.
Okay.
Health 3, save 4, move 12, ward 6. See, that is the thing. The whole army's got 6 up.
The whole army's got that 6-up ward.
All right, so we got Dreadblades. 4 attacks from a Dreadblade. Seems like a
Not bad.
4 up hit, 3 up wound, rend 1, 2 damage, crit auto wound. Again, seeing trend.
Again.
Horsey Boy, 3 attacks, 5s, 3s, rend nothing, damage 1.
Okay.
Boy, if we're going to have a whole edition with mounts hitting on 5s, this is going to be a long edition.
They've decided mounts no longer hit on force. They are not as good at hitting things as a regular human on a
Now,
4.
to be fair, in medieval combat, they didn't have the horses punching dudes.
No. But when you charged in, the horse did crush somebody.
True.
So
Again, just give cavalry should just have a mortal wounds on the charge thing and move on.
Right, yeah. Do 1 mortal wound on a roll of 4 up. Yeah.
Okay, so passive, Curse of Loyalty. If this unit charges this turn, add 3 to the control score of friendly Night Hunt units while they are wholly within 12 of this unit. Wow.
Okay. So while you're charging into your enemy unit's thing that they control,
right,
you're just upping that control score. Huge.
On all units, including this one.
Yeah.
By 3.
That can be pretty big.
By 3.
Well, a unit of 10 dudes now has a 40 control score.
Right.
Ugh.
Now, so here's what's interesting. So I saw a video about people stating that, now this is prior to this article coming out, but because we were seeing a lot of rules where it was, like for the Stormcast, this unit has +3 to their
control
command,
score. Yeah.
to the control score or something. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like that gets tacked onto the end. So maybe that's what this is, because it's control score, not control value.
That might be it.
That makes more sense, but that's still really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make a lot more sense.
So I think that's the way that one is.
That would make more sense. Yes. Okay. That makes it not as crazy as I first thought.
Right. But still very good.
Yes. Very nothing wrong with it at all.
Okay. And then any movement phase. Remove this unit from the battlefield, set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units.
Cool.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not.
You mean set them up to charge again?
Right.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some way to get a D3 or something on that.
To help them out, yeah.
Again, it's not bad. You just need to do something about that 4-up to hit.
It'll be fine.
But again, you do have the auto whip.
Right.
So.
Right. The trade-off is that we're getting that anytime you get a 6, you're just a happy man because you're like, I don't got to roll that to wound anymore.
Yeah. All right. So let's do here with the Banshees here. Move 8, health 2, save 4 up. Got chill dagger, man. Just sitting around. Don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, we're very chill.
Watching some Netflix.
Oh boy.
Seeing what Sheep is up to, you know? Okay, so each one of these ladies gets 2 attacks. 4s, 3s, Ren 2, D3. Guess what? Crit auto wound.
Wow. I feel like we're going to say that a lot with this army.
So they are Spell Eaters. Reaction. Opponent declared a spell ability. This does not say once per turn.
It does not. It does not.
So if a friendly Night Hunt unit wholly within 12 of this unit was picked to be the target of that spell. Okay, well that level.
Right. Okay. That's why.
This unit can use Unbind ability as if it had Wizard 1. Add 1 to the unbinding roll for that ability. If this spell was unbound, inflict D3 mortal damage on the caster. Dwarves had better have something like this.
Yes, but also I present to you, no one ever took Banshees, so I don't think we're going to see Banshees make a comeback just for this.
What's the unit size?
4?
That's weird. But imagine
that's all the box stats was.
Imagine it's 80 points.
Maybe.
It was
it's
like
hard.
60 to 80 points. You could put like 2 or 3.
Right. It might be worth it. If it becomes a spell heavy meta like what we currently have.
I mean, your wizards are going to be casting 6 and 7 turns every phase.
That's true. These might get higher in value than I'm realizing right now.
Again, if they are sub 100, I would at least expect to see 1 unit.
That's fair.
Because on top of that, like now you have to go like, God, I have to go and fucking put a unit
into this. I gotta put something into these to kill them, yeah.
I gotta do something with them. They're just...
Yeah.
Oh, they're using me as a sock puppet right now. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the debuff stuff feels a little heavy-handed. I'm not going to complain too much because I hate debuffs.
Fair enough.
But at the same time, the War Scrolls, I could be wrong. I'm not super familiar with the army, so Night Hunt, don't hate. Mm-hmm. They feel a little bit more independent. Well, not more independent, but like each one feels like it brings a little bit more to the fight.
Fair enough.
Because it was before, it was like everyone does meh. Right. And what buffs did you give them? And what debuffs did they do to you?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a little bit more like they're standing on their own, even if it is just throw a lot of dice, hope for crits.
Right.
Like, okay.
Which, again, there's nothing wrong with a bunch of ghosts throwing a bunch of dice.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to handle Cities of Sigmar since I have been talking for 2 hours?
If you would like me to handle Cities of Sigmar, give you a little bit of a break here, let me just find the article because I'm struggling on that right now.
May 27th.
There we go. Nope, that's Necromunda. Where are you?
Warhammer Age of Sigmar faction focus. Cities of Sigmar, it has a bluish green banner of #new AoS.
I'm not seeing that one in particular for some reason.
All right.
So I might have to force you to be the one to read
No
it,
problem.
but that's just because I don't
All
like
right,
you.
Cole to see. Pretty good co-host.
Yeah, not the best. Let's get honest here.
Not bad.
Yeah, there we go. If I
Okay, so
find it
we
here,
have
I'll tell you
had
to stop.
a big change to orders.
Yeah.
So your movement phase. Advance in formation. Declare. Pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar hero that has not used an officer, offars, offars, officars order. Right? Is that a word? Is that some more British garbage?
Probably. All right, here we go. I found it. Give me a sec here. I'll save you here. All right. Advance in formation. Declare. Pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar hero that is not used in Othakar's order ability this turn. To use this ability, then pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar unit wholly within 12 inches of that hero and not in combat with the target. If the target is human, you can pick an additional Cities of Sigmar unit wholly within 12 inches of that hero and not in combat with the target. Effect. Each target can move 3 inches. Each target cannot move into combat during any part of that move. Okay, so you do a little shuffling forward here, getting a little closer, getting ready to charge. It's fine.
And I'd like to point out, no command point.
No command point. Yeah, so this is just, it looks like what? You're going to get to do one of these a turn because each officer can only do one per turn. Okay, yeah, just the way it's set up. Okay, so not bad. So, suppressing fire. Pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar heroes, not use it off a card's ability. Pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar unit wholly within 12. Each time that target uses a shoot ability this phase, if all its attacks target the same enemy unit after that ability has been resolved, roll a dice. If the result is equal to or less than the number of models in that enemy unit that were slain by shooting attacks this phase, that enemy unit has strike last for the rest of the turn. Interesting. So if you kill enough people, you give them strike last.
Yep.
So it could help you set up after the shooting if you go, that worked pretty well, and I wanted to charge them anyway.
I also think that it's interesting. This one is not tied to any race.
It is not, and the first one was, yeah.
First one's human, and spoilers,
Third one,
next one is elf, and the last one's dwarf.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So strike them down. Same beginning as everything else. Wholly within 12. Add 1 to the attack's characteristic of the target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. In addition, if the target is an elf unit, add 1 to hit roll for the as well. Okay, that's pretty big, and also lets you keep an all-out attack. So you can do this basically to 2 units then if you set this up right. So not bad. And then finally here for the orders, we have hold the line. Pick a friendly unit wholly within 12 of the hero. The target has the strike last and ward 5 for the rest of the turn. In addition, if the target is dwarven, subtract 1 from hit rolls for combat attacks that target the unit. This one, the strikes last is what kills it for me. Like,
well, I mean, if you're only doing it to 1, I mean, it's like,
right. If you're only doing it to 1, and the big thing is you just have to keep the unit alive, I can see it. Yeah. Strikes last feels so bad though.
Well, again, you basically only use it whenever it is one-on-one.
Right.
And then you're like, okay, I'm just not going to worry about picking that guy.
Fair enough.
Because, I mean, imagine now you have, like, say, go Iron Breakers. Let's assume the Iron Breakers are still going to be a 3-up.
Right.
So now, all out defensive.
Yeah.
So now they are 2 up, 5 up, -1 to be hit. That's pretty
okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
It sounds a little better when you put it like that.
Right. And it's just like, oh, and those are the guys I'll pick last.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, also think about it, if I'm fighting your bullshit where you're going to be like, oh, I charged you and now you're strike last. I'm like, okay, well, those guys will also be strike last. So
It's fine. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. We have the Bulwark Zone. So this is a passive. Friendly citizen Sigmar units.
Blah, 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 blah. Entering the Bulwark Zone.
Jeez. Yes, that is exactly what it is. So units have the fortified position ability. Start the first battle round in a fortified position. In addition, in the first battle round, subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks that target friendly Sigmar units while they are wholly within friendly territory. I kind of like the we're getting up out of our trenches idea of this at the start of a battle. So if you're at home on round 1 and somebody's trying to shoot you, you have a little bit more protection.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so also to try like kind of combine this with the orders, I like that they are doing a little bit more broad brush. The orders are still they're still there, but they're going to be easier to pick. They're going to be easier to remember. So far I'm liking this more than what we currently have.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, we have a spell from the Collegiate Arcane, Speed of the Twin-Tailed Comet. Casting value of 7 until the start of your next turn. Add 1 to the number of dice rolled when making charge rolls for the target. The target's got to be wholly within 12. Okay. To a maximum of 3. So you can only buff them up so they're only getting +3 to their charge.
Right.
But still, +3 is nothing to sneeze at.
Right. I don't think there's too much
else adding to it.
Right. At least there's not in the current. And I love the little line there of the wizard grants their allies swift moving bestial forms. So
yeah.
Again, although it says spells of the Collegiate Arcane, and I understand why they wouldn't want to go grr.
Yes.
It's clearly a grr spell.
Right. Yes. It definitely belongs from there. All right. So we have Talia Verda. She has a whole 15 health, 12-inch move, a 4-up armor save, and a control of 5. Starting off here, she has a melee weapon of the Weapon of Office. Attack 6, 3s to hit, 4's a wound, 1 rend, 2 damage. It's okay. It's solid. Leonine Jaws, because I can't pronounce that first word. Infernadane's Leonine Jaws. Infernadine's Leonine Jaws. 3 attacks, 3s, 2s, 2 rend, 3 damage. Anti-monster +1 rend. Okay, so not bad. The additional rend's going to help out. I'd like to see this at 4 attacks, though, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Easily.
And then the Scorpion Stinger is 2 attacks, 4s, 2s, 3 rend, D3 +3 damage. So there's our big damage dealer. Obviously, that's why it's on a 4-up to hit. So we'll be using all attack on her in order to get us to 3s.
Well, that's the
why not?
Again, we'll have to see the companion rule specifically.
Yes, the companion rules will be interesting. Battle damage.
All-out attack and say all-out on the companion.
Oh, I wonder if you put all-out attack, it won't hit the companion or something. Yeah. Interesting to see. Battle damage, whenever they've taken 10 or more points of damage, lower the Jaws attacks by 2, which is huge. 2-2. Not
right. Well, so not that big a deal.
Not a big deal. Yeah. Not actually a big deal.
I will say I would actually. Oh, never mind. We'll get there.
Okay. Unparalleled Tactician. This is a passive. When this unit uses an Officar's order ability, you can pick an additional friendly Sigmar unit wholly within 12 of this unit to be a target ability. Okay, so we are adding to who all. So maybe if
Oh,
you're
that
doing the
works with the
human one, you
move.
get up to 3.
Yeah, is it 3?
Well,
I guess it would be 3 and not 4.
yeah, as long as you're targeting a human.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For our once per battle ability here, we have lead from the front. If this unit is in combat, pick up to 3 other Cities of Sigmar units wholly within 12 of this unit to be targets. For each target, you can return a number of slain models that unit with a combined health characteristic of up to 3. Flat 3, we aren't rolling for it, just up to 3 units, adding 3 dudes back.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then second once per, this one's once per turn. We have Paralyzing Venom. Pick an enemy monster that charged this turn and is in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll dice. On a 3-up, that target has the strike last for the rest of the turn. Okay. This looks like, since it has the keyword rampage, this must be our monster's rampage. So, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, technically, since they're getting rid of that phase.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like it should have just been, if anything survives after being damaged from the scorpion stinger, it has the strike last.
It has poison, and it's now going down. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, we see the rampant War Master keyword.
Yes, we do.
And then Fly Ward 6.
Yeah. Ward 6 helps a little bit, at least. Now we have the Fusil.
Probably talk about it a little bit.
What?
I don't like this one. I think this has some gas, but I think this is gonna be one of the few when they come completely down to points.
Yes, I think so too. I think the idea is cool. She'll be overpointed at the start. I don't think she does enough on her own.
Right. I'm thinking like 250, probably a good bargain.
Probably going to
320,
be at
340,
300.
where she's gonna probably 350, where she's gonna start. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be interested to see whenever she's around the 300 point mark to see if she makes it in or not. All right, so now for the major, on his Ogre Warhawk, which I love this model still. It's great. We've got 8 health, a 5-inch move, 3 up save, and 2 control. We've got our long Fusil with a 24-inch range, 3 shots, 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 1 rend, 2 damage. Crit is an auto wound, and have an anti-hero of +1 rend. So we're just sniping out the heroes. It's fine. Yeah. And then the Warhawk's Mace, we have 4 attacks, 4s, 2s, 2 rend, 2 damage. Nothing crazy, but hey, if it hits, 2 damage is always nice. Let's see. In your shooting phase, we're going to mark targets. Pick an enemy unit that was targeted by this unit's shooting attack this turn. Add 1 to hit rolls for shooting attacks made by friendly Cities of Sigmar units that target that unit for the rest of the turn. So, yep, the shooting units for Cities of Sigmar probably still going to be good with this guy also on the table. So that'll be good. And then fortified position. This unit establishes a fortified position and remains in a fortified positions until either it uses a move ability or is removed from the battlefield. While this unit is in that position, subtract 1 from the rend characteristics of weapons used for attacks. So, just like with the passive ability at the very top, you're also going to subtract 1 to the rend. Not bad.
Yeah, again, I was saying it twice in a row, but again, it's going to come down to points. If he's right around, if he's like 100, 150, probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, agreed. All right, the Free Guild Cavaliers. We've got 3 health, a 10-inch move, a 3-up save, control of 1. The Cavalier weapon is a 3 attacks, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, 1 rend, 1 damage, and on the charge, we're getting +1 damage. Our Warhorse's steel shod hooves are 2 attacks. There's that 5 up to hit again. 3s to wound, no rend, 1 damage, as a companion. So we definitely are in the era of horses hit on 5s.
Yeah.
Our 1 ability here is any charge phase. We can do a devastating charge. Pick 1 enemy unit that is within 1 inches of this unit after his charge. Roll dice for each model in the unit that is in combat. For each 4-up, do 1 mortal wound. Which, yeah, that should just kind of be there for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be. I know we got that article that last month said, you know, humans are going to be 4s and 4s, and elves are going to be 3s and 4s, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like seeing it, not liking it as much.
Not liking the look of it now. It'll be interesting to see.
Now again, it does have 3 attacks.
Right. You're getting to throw enough dice out of what, a 5-man unit that hopefully you're making up for the 4s and 4s and doing a little bit. I think the bigger thing they're going to do is be a difficult thing to move at 3 wounds each.
That's true as well with a 3-up save.
So, yeah. So, not bad. It'll be interesting to see. Getting a splashing of mortal wounds in there won't hurt either.
Right. I think just getting a unit that is not going to be as straightforward as we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Is just going to be a new experience for people that have played late 2nd and throughout 3rd.
Yeah, definitely will be. Definitely will be. All right, here we've got the Free Guild Steel Helms. Talking 1 health, move of 5, 4-up save, control of 1. And for the Free Guild weapon, we've got 2 attacks, that 4s and 4s we were just talking about, with no rend and 1 damage. The unit's musician and standard bearer are the same model. In case you didn't know that, one of them tend to be the standard bearer and or musician. They have 1 ability as well, once per turn. Once per turn per army. So if you've got 3 of this unit, you can all use this once on 3. Declare if this unit is contesting an objective you control that is not contested by enemy models, roll a dice. On a 3-up, that objective is considered by you to be consecrated, while each model in friendly cities of Sigmar human unit is contesting a consecrated objective. That unit has ward 5-up. Okay. That's pretty good. So you get somewhere and you establish a foothold. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Again, it's like as we'll get to in a minute or two here.
Yeah.
I feel like that this army was a little bit of a miss this time around, but with this overall, I feel like they're getting a little closer from what little they showed us.
Yeah, definitely are. Definitely are. Yeah.
Any final thoughts on these guys before we move over? Take my reins back.
No, I kind of like the idea. I'm hoping that we're going to see like a lower points on this whole army, and you get to see just a wave of man being the army.
Yeah,
so
I'd like
cool
to see it be a sub-horde army.
Yes, a little bit more Imperial Guard.
Yeah. All right, and then of course, the day of recording, May 28th. Paradron Overlords. So I was kind of surprised to see this one pop up that early because, again, I keep forgetting to read to the very end of the article where it tells you what the next thing is.
It's fine.
But so for the overview, big changes here. So once per battle, during deployment, fly high, pick a friendly sky vessel that is part of a regiment from which no units have been deployed. Then pick a number of units up to its transport capacity that are in its regiment. Effect, set up all those units in reserve in the clouds. They have now been deployed.
Okay.
So essentially, whenever you are going to deploy a regiment, instead of deploying it, you go, nope, in the clouds.
Yeah.
Whole thing. So
whole thing's done.
Then descend from the clouds. Same thing as normal. You have to be wholly within 9 or wholly outside of 9 of bad guys, and then any units have to be within 6 inches of the boat, and they also have to be outside of 9 inches of enemy units.
Yeah.
Then reaction. You declare a non-charge move ability for a friendly sky vessel. The sky vessel used by the sky vessel using that move ability. Effect: pick a number of units up to that sky vessel's transport capacity, see its war scroll, that are wholly within 6 inches of it to be the targets. Units that have been transported this turn cannot be targets. Remove the targets from the battlefield after the sky vessel ends its move. You must set up each target unit on the battlefield wholly within 6 of sky vessels, but not in combat. Those units have been transported. A unit cannot use charge abilities if it was transported in the same turn. And passive, Sky Vessel Cover, subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks that target friendly Caradron Overlord infantry units while they are wholly within 6 of a friendly ironclad or frigate.
Okay, so I'm kind of liking that we're doing keep wholly within 6 of a sky vessel instead of be inside a sky vessel.
I'm kind of torn on it. I like
Okay.
having models on the table.
Yes, we all do.
And this solves a lot of problems. It solves a lot of gray area. It solves a lot of confusion for new players. But as we'll see, kind of moving down, so again, we have to skip ahead. We just have to skip ahead. Hold on.
Okay.
So we're going down to looking at the Thunderer Warship.
Thunderer profile here. All right.
And we'll go back up and everything, but we have to kind of address this up front here. So
sure.
Move 4, no surprise. 2 health, 3 save, 1 control. Okay.
Sure.
Then 2/5. 2 out of 5 models can replace their Aether Shot rifles with a Fumigator or Deck Sweeper. 2 out of 5 can replace their rifles with Mortar and Aether Cannon or Aether Cannon. And then the champion cannot replace their Aether Shot rifle because they don't get their special Aether rifle anymore.
Okay.
So now instead of having 5 profiles, they now have 3.
3, okay.
So your Aether Shot rifle. So at this point, you should only have 1. So that's going to be 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, 1 damage. Then you'll have 2 guys doing 5 attacks each, 3 attacks, 4 attacks, rend 1, 1 damage. That's going to have +1 rend on infantry, and will be able to shoot in combat. And then 2 guys will be able to have 2 shots, 4s, 3s, rend 1, D3 damage.
Yeah, the Mortar and Aether Cannon does not impress me. Obviously, you're going to still take it, but...
And then, if this unit has not used a move ability this turn and was not set up this turn, this unit's ranged weapons have the shoot in combat for the rest of the turn. And then Standard Bearer 1 and 5. So, you went from doing all of the damage in your army
from this unit, yeah,
to doing next to no damage.
It definitely comes down quite a bit, yeah.
Well, I mean, again, like you're looking at 3, so 1 attack, 3s and 4s, so you might do a wound. No, you might successfully wound
once, yeah,
every other turn.
Yeah,
and at rend 1, every other turn you might get 1.
Fair enough.
So you'll be doing 2 damage per unit with this.
Yep.
And then 5 attacks, so 10 total. 3s, so you're looking at 6. 4s, 3.
Yeah.
Rend 1, 1.5.
Yeah.
Damage. Now again, most things are infantry at this point, so let's just say
rend 2
get through.
Yep.
So 2 per. Nope, 2. So that's 2 damage.
Yeah.
And then the mortar, again, we'll go every other turn 1.5, so we'll go 3 damage. So you're looking at something that was doing 20 to 30 damage. Now you're looking at sub 10.
Sometimes they just have to pay for the sins from before. That's what was happening here.
And so that's
remember good old Slaanesh whenever it used to rip people's faces off?
Right. But then you also have The then moving up to Sky Wardens, their shooting is okay. Okay.
Yeah.
2 health, 4 save, which I still think it still blows my mind that the Sky Wardens, the ones that are supposed to be in combat, have the 4-up save, and the shooty boys that aren't supposed to be in combat have the 3
Or the ones with the 3-up. Yeah, I've always agreed that's a little backwards. Little backwards. Yeah.
So you have the Vulcanizer pistols, 10-inch reach, 3 attacks per, 3s, rend 1 damage, shoot in combat. Awesome. Athematic volley gun, 2d6, force, no rend, 1 damage, crit, 2 hits. I don't think you take that.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not overly excited about it.
And then the Sky Warden. This to me is the sin here for this unit. The Sky Warden heavy weapon, 15 inches, 1 attack, 4s, 3s, D3 or 1 rend, D3 damage, anti-monster plus 1 rend. What is a heavy weapon, you're asking? Well, that is a grapnel launcher, skyhook, or drill launcher.
Oh, okay. So they all got brought into one thing.
So those are all lost and do nothing now.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
And then on time charges, pick an enemy unit in combat. This is nice. End of any turn, roll a die on a 2+ and fix the mortal wounds dealt which rolled. This unit can immediately use a retreat as if it were your moving phase without mortal wounds being inflicted. That's
cool. That's cool.
So
and their melee's okay as well with 2 attacks.
Melee is the problem is this is a 3-man unit.
Right. Yes, it is. I think it's more than mortals you're doing on the way out too now.
Right. But again, I mean, 2 mortals on the way out is not.
Hey, sometimes you roll a little higher.
Per model,
a D6, yeah.
If it was per model,
Fair enough.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
So this is where my issue is. Okay, so why did we put things on boats? Because it was the only way to keep them alive, and it was the only way to get the army to work.
Okay.
So you took that away, and based on the article, you didn't add anything else in to replace it.
Okay.
So why did everyone only take Thunderers? Because it was the only thing that did reliable damage.
Okay.
And you took those away.
We lost that, yep.
And you didn't replace it with anything. At least not with Sky Wardens, at least.
Right.
Now, again, if the Thunderers were a little more balanced, then the Sky Warden, I could actually see some play with it. You have the Sky Wardens dash off to pin stuff down, shoot at it, they run away, pick something else next turn, blah, blah, blah. You have some play, but 10 damage is not, from the Thunderers, is not going to seed, what's missing here. So,
yes.
And like I said, we'll go through everything here, but I just want to point out, that's basically what everything I'm going to be referring to is. I have no problem with the change itself, but you have to
we didn't do it the whole way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, did you ever see Office?
Yeah, I've seen The Office.
It's we've been paying him for years, but he's been fired.
Oh, boy.
Well, how'd you fix it? Oh, well, we just stopped paying him.
Right. Yeah, he's still here. We don't pay him.
Yeah, you didn't solve the issue. You just stopped the glitch.
It's fine.
So I'll be very interested to see what the battle formations are, because this will be very important for how they
definitely
now. Because again, we'll see. We'll see when the full rules are out. I'm not saying that this is 100% certain or guaranteed or anything like that. But they've certainly been pushed back into a corner. So you're going to have to get tricksy now to really do things. So their special procurement. Pick a friendly, non-unique Caradron Overlord hero that does not have an artifact effect. Give him an artifact.
Cool.
From a specific
list. Just take an extra artifact. Why not?
Right. And then, of course, they showed 3 artifacts, which are all pretty good. Like the first one for monsters only, so that's kind of dumb already.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
these, like, especially considering there's armies without access to monsters. Maybe
Right.
not
They're
anymore. Maybe not anymore. But at once upon a time,
right. There were no monsters in some of these. Yeah.
um, okay, so my opponent did bring a monster. Okay, so let's see. So I have to
Okay.
be within 12 inches of him, and I remove one of his dice from his roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
could be good,
okay.
but you're within 12 inches, so
Right,
they were probably going to make it on a
right.
monster anyway.
Because on his turn, he's going to be able to move probably 8 to 12 inches.
Yep. Yep.
Now, again, that's whenever I have to use my redeploy, and I have to then run away,
Yes.
and then I have to charge into him after he failed his charge.
Yes. That's exactly it.
We still got our burst grenade, gets rid of wards within to an enemy unit within 12, and we
I
also
like it.
still have our void stone orb unbind dispel.
Okay. I think it's the only one we've seen so far that is just spell unbound.
Right.
So
So Brock finally has hella good war scroll.
okay.
8
Glad to
health.
hear you're at least excited about this.
Well,
That's
let's not say
good.
excited. Say
Okay.
it's a good one.
Okay.
It's really good. All right.
It's good, but we're not excited. I got you. I got you.
Well, again, when someone shits in your picnic basket, you're not going to go, ooh, Twinkie.
Understood. Understood.
8 health, 3 up save, 2 control. So then his Grunkson's boast, 18-inch attack, 1 attack, 3's 2's, Ren 2, D3 plus 3. Really banking on that first 3.
I was going to say, if you can hit, it might be worth something.
I don't mind because, like, again, 3's kind of iffy. You're only getting that 1 attack, so it's fine. It's fine.
Yep. Yep.
Magnate's Charter, 12-inch, 6 attacks, 3's 3's, rend 1, 2 damage, shoot in combat. Fine.
Okay.
Aethermatic Saw, 5 attacks, 3's 3's, rend 2, 2 damage, no ability. Kind of weird, no ability, but it's fine.
Yeah. But we've at least got okay number of attacks.
Any combat phase, pick up to 2 other friendly Skyfarer units within this unit's combat range to be the targets. Add 1 to the attack characteristic of target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn.
Okay. So he's going in there with your wardens. Okay. Okay.
Well, I have a feeling Endrin Riggers are still going to be better.
Probably.
Because for whatever reason, the guys fixing the boat are going to be better combat and shooting than the unit that's supposed to be.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Get rid of your guns. My rivet launchers.
Yes, exactly. Look, these rivets have to hold a whole boat together. It's got to be
then
powerful.
Just give everyone a damn rivet gun, please.
No. Budget cuts. We can't do that.
We don't have that many.
Yeah.
We just have all these dumb guns laying around and only precious few rivet guns.
Yeah.
Once per battle in your movement phase, pick up to 3 visible friendly sky vessels wholly within 24. Thank you.
Yep.
Of this unit that are not in combat to be targets. Each target can use the run ability and still use shoot and or charge ability later in the turn.
Okay. A little something to help you move around.
We'll see how useful it is.
It's something.
It is something. That is true. It is.
Yeah, it is
something.
It is something.
End of any turn, mustache mounted Aether Blasters. Pick an enemy unit in combat. Roll a d3 on 2+, inflict that amount of mortal wounds.
Sure. We'll just do some mortal wounds on top of it. Why not?
Why not? Again, so just being able to give
just
+1
sprinkle
attack.
a few.
Yeah, especially considering this is any combat phase. So mine and yours. Every
that
turn.
helps. Yeah.
So again, nothing to get too excited about, but this is the right direction for Brock.
Yeah.
Especially since they're breaking the he has to be from
Oh yes. Yep.
All right, so now on to the frigate. So you have the Aethershot carbines. So those went down to 12-inch range. I think it goes.
Okay.
I can't remember if it went down to 4 or if they were at 4. I can't. Too many boats to
Right.
keep track of.
Understood.
Attack 4, 3s, rend 1, 2 damage, shoot in combat. Otherwise, just throw it off the table.
Yeah.
So you have to choose between the skyhook or the sky cannon. For the sky cannon, 24-inch, attack 2, 4s, 2s, rend 2, damage D3 plus 1. The sky hook is 24 inches, 2 attacks, 4s, 3s, rend 2, D6, anti monster plus 1 rend, and boarding weapons, 4s, filled with humans.
Right. Right.
Honestly, I don't know when you would pick the skyhook.
Yeah. I wanted to sit here and have a debate about the skyhook, but yeah, I don't know. Just if you are a lucky human being who rolls high a lot more, I guess,
I mean, you're plus one, you're one
to
harder to
wound
wound, and
with
then
a
you
a
you can get that
wild.
1 damage.
Yeah.
And then the sky hooks or the carbines go down to
2 shots
2.
if you're hurt. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see here. Okay, we'll do other passives here real quick since it's smaller. You can transport up to 2 friendly Caradron Overlord infantry units with a combined model count of up to 12. That is an ass.
Yeah, that is big drop.
So essentially that would be 2 reinforced units of flyboys, which
Yeah,
it's the assault boat, so that's probably what you're going to do.
it's probably what you're going to do.
Medium bomb racks. Pick an enemy unit that does not have fly, and that this unit passed across this phase to be the target. Roll 6 dice. For each 4-up, inflict 1 mortal damage on the target.
So you're balling them as you fly over. Okay. Nothing major. Nothing
Assault
major.
boat. Declare this unit cannot use this ability if it is in combat or has used a run or retreat ability this turn. Pick a number of units up to its transport capacity that are wholly within 6 and that have not charged this turn to be the target. Then make a charge roll of 2d6. Remove the targets from the battlefield. Then this unit can move a distance up to the value of the charge roll. Must end within half an inch of the visible enemy units. Then set up the targets wholly within the unit's combat range. The targets can be set up in combat and have strike first for the rest of the turn. This unit and the targets have charged.
Okay, so the boat does a charge and takes everyone along with it for a ride. If you're riding the boat, you get strike first. Cool.
Yes. So here's my problem with that. Not to be just a negative Nelly for no reason. This boat is terrible in melee.
Agreed.
It cannot
100%.
retreat without taking D3 mortal wounds.
Yep.
So your option.
It's not looking to do the damage though. Okay.
Again, I don't think 2 units of
right.
boys,
yeah, or 2 units of boat boys gonna do enough on their own. Exactly.
Right. So you are basically just getting yourself to be 1 dead boat.
Okay, so think of it. Here we go. I got this one. I got it. Arcanaut frigate charges in. Strike first with the boat boys. Or the balloon boys. And then they get to retreat right out and not take a swing back while the boat pins them there.
Leaving the boat. Hey, guys.
Leaving the boat behind. Leaving the boat behind.
That's going in the book.
It's fine.
That is hilarious, though.
That is exactly what you're going to do with them.
Oh, my God.
Skywardens are going to jump away.
So that'd be great if this was like an 80-point unit.
it's a slightly more expensive unit than
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yep.
going to be like
Yep.
250 points.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be fine.
Word from the studio. You motherfuckers did well in 3rd edition. We have to nip that
exactly
shit
what
in the
it is.
bud. Now,
Yeah.
okay, so I apologize if this is someone's army that, like, a fan painted this, but oh boy, I hope you know what this looks like. The Skyhammer Task Force picture here.
Oh,
You
yeah,
paint
the
your
red
army
and white
however
here.
you want, but you better
Yep.
know what this looks like. And not that it looks like a thing, other than it just looks like a lot.
It is a lot. It's an explosion of color here. It's fine.
It is Christmas.
Yep, Santa Claus is coming. It's fine. Everyone's got a beard, so it fits. Okay, it's all good. It's all good.
It does. It great. Good job, guys.
Good
So,
job.
needless to say, I'm not pleased with KO.
Yeah.
This is probably like the other one, like trying to be as subjective as possible. I think
Mm-hmm.
out of all of the armies we've seen, this is the worst one we've seen to date.
Okay.
Because again, a lot of the armies were changed, but I can
Yeah.
still see how those armies play.
Okay.
You know,
I want to play devil's advocate against you here right
that's
now.
That's why I picked you to
I know,
do such a thing.
I know, but it's hard to right now is the thing.
Yeah.
Because with the way that the movement currently works, I want to be like, well, look, you're not having to be in a boat, so you can do this or that. But if you're in the boat, you can't charge still. Okay, so I'm not like using the assault boat ability that well yet. So
Yeah, I'll tell you. That's the other thing is like hitching a ride. You know, going. You know,
yeah,
using the boat as a transport and not being able to move or charge
right.
is devastating.
And it's gonna hurt you because all of your weapons are so short range.
Right.
So you've got to be close whenever you're finally getting up there, and you're not inside the boat for protection anymore. Although you are still getting the -1 to be hit from the boat.
But you're no longer getting the +1 to save.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully, someone can figure it out.
Well,
maybe there's something that we aren't seeing here that they haven't shown yet.
And now, one thing we can say is we have seen the majority of the army.
That's the thing.
That's
we've seen at least half the army.
Like, again, we haven't seen Arkanauts, Endrin Riggers, Ironclad, Gunhauler, and then the heroes. But the heroes aren't exactly like
right. Normally, they are in this army the greatest.
Well, they're like hyper important staples that don't do anything in combat or shooting or anything else.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, to try, again, not to be complainy because I'm the dwarf guy, just trying to be more analytical, I think this essentially is index means you're not playing until you get your battle time.
It might be. It might be.
And then who knows? Maybe, again, like I said, maybe this is going to be the edition where armies are going to actually start seeing reinforcements as opposed to here's a foot hero.
Right. Yeah. There are a couple armies that they could definitely do that with, just like what they did with the Iron Jaws earlier this year, I believe that was. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, it is...
it'll be interesting.
It is what it is.
Yep.
We'll say that.
Yep. We'll see
like
it.
I said, honestly, I think what I would have liked to have seen was the points in the boats come way down. But here's the trade-off.
Okay.
Whenever you pick a hero for your retinue, they can pick one vessel. And so they share
one attached to that vessel. Yeah.
You cannot take a vessel without a hero.
Okay.
And so then that way, if you put a frigate at 80 points and an ironclad at 150 points,
Yeah.
you're still like, it's like, okay, it's a very good unit, but you just can't take that many of them.
Right.
And
It'll be
then
interesting.
you have to take, then the units can be regularly priced. You can still have a big army.
Yeah. I don't know if the boats would ever get that cheap,
No, I mean, that's exact.
but
I haven't sat there and done the
obviously it was an
math.
overly exact. Yeah.
Right.
But
But I was saying, like, if you did
they
it
can
that
come down a few points and throw a tax on them of a hero.
right, if you
Yeah.
limited, let it be shit. I don't care. Like, if
Right.
you want to have it be 2 boarding of weapons, I don't care. I'm there for the utility of it, not
Right.
the big shooty thing, and then just having the one cannon gun.
Right.
Is,
Yeah. I want all the foot guys to be the shooting things that like
right.
you're terrified of, and this just be my transport boat.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go here. Finally, we can cleanse our palate a little.
Oh boy.
Be done with that and move on to some rumor engines. Okay, starting with May 7th.
Here we go. So I think we're looking at something corn-ish to me. That's what it looks
Could be
like.
corn. I was wondering, maybe is this maybe like some sort of new attack turtle for Idneth?
Could be. I could see an argument for Seraphon as well.
Seraphon. I think the scales are a little too
Too rough.
disuniform.
Yeah. Hey, I wouldn't say no to attack turtle.
I like right at the beginning. Then again, it could be an aquatic Idneth beast or a new breed of Fireslayer Magmadroth. So we know it's not those.
Yep, never mind. It's not an Idneth thing.
So it's a cord thing. Moving along.
Yep.
Okay, this is from the 14th. It is a...
Mechanical foot of some sort.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Sisters of Battle.
I don't know. All the metal looks really distressed on the front, on the left side of the picture. So I'm thinking this might be Orc.
Orc Sister of Battle.
Sure. Yeah. We'll go with that.
All right, so here we got a fire thingy. I'm just going to say a City of Sigmar.
I was going to say, yeah, cities is like the safe bet. Cities or just chaos, right? And that's about it.
I would say, I mean, worst case scenario would be like another witch hunter.
Okay, yeah.
Warband or something.
Yeah.
And then last we got Head in a Box.
Yeah. This would be where I could see that witch hunter. This is the other hand.
Yes,
the one's holding the torch. This one's holding this guy.
Exactly. It's the same model. I'm on the same
page.
It
is.
Done. All right. So it looks like we're right around the 2.5 hour mark.
Great. So we did great. Yeah.
On to our topic for the evening.
Exactly.
So this year we're going to rank to see how well we think the battle tomes played out. However, this year we're going to put a little guideline in.
Ooh.
We're still going to be ranking everything like normal. We got the tier list. Thank you, Honest Wargamer Rob, for setting that up. But I have to the left here, right? But over here, I have the ranking criteria. So this is what we're going to basically figure out where it falls. We're not necessarily going to go 1 to 5 for each one of these categories for each one, just in our head.
Something to keep in mind as
and if we can't agree, then we'll go through these one by one to figure out where.
Understood.
So lore affirming, how does it feel, or does it feel like the lore is being expressed in gameplay? Obviously, the easy example for this one is Nurgle.
Yeah, we're spreading an annoying disease the entire time.
The only way that could be better is if all units at the end, like any unit within 3 inches of a unit with disease, get a disease token at the end of the battle or at the end of the turn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you smash your hand with a hammer every turn. But yeah, why not?
I also feel like, well, I guess they do. The trees do spread disease.
Yeah, they spread. It's fine.
So rules quality. So this is, whenever you're playing, do the rules make sense to you? Are they fun to use? And is it not just like, oh, this unit gets twos, Ren 6, and
Right.
2d6
Yeah.
damage for no reason, you know?
Yeah.
And then balance. So this is the guys that are like at the super tippy top and the guys at the super bottom. That's both bad.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Um,
Want you to hang out in the middle there,
right.
where everyone's having fun.
Want you in the middle because I want to be able to put whatever army I want on the table and my opponent to still have fun and vice versa.
Yep.
So. With that being said, boom.
Yeah.
Have our tiers set up. So let's see here. Starting, I'm going to have to get real close here because it's small as...
Oh, it's fine.
Yes. All right. And I apologize. There's really no way for me to show this to you. You can watch it on.
It's okay.
So we're going to start off with Beasts of Chaos.
Beasts of Chaos.
So...
Okay.
They do feel, to me, very lore-esque.
Yeah, like the idea that they're ambushing in at the beginning. They're charging in with not a whole lot of armor and just trying to be raiders to hurry up, kill you, and get out.
Yeah.
So that feels good to me.
Let's see. They never really swept. They never went super high. They never went super low.
They had a point when dragon ogres were a little too cheap.
Oh yeah.
Where they were very good, but that was a pretty easy
where
correction.
Right now?
They're in the middle, I think. Well, they're looking at the dumpsters. What they're doing. All right, let's be honest.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna just give them an honorary S.
Honorary S. We salute you on your way out.
You did good. You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault.
No, it isn't. It isn't. You should still be here with us today.
Okay, so Blades of Corn.
Blades of Corn. So
they obviously take a hit in balance.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't think they reach their full capacity in lore.
I have to agree with you. The army feels much more like you have to think ahead of what you're doing on everything rather than the old, well, playing corn. Push. Like,
right.
If you do that, you're going to lose a game.
Now, with that being said, it's definitely a vast improvement of second edition.
Oh, yes. Huge improvement.
Do we want to go with B?
I could see a B tier. Yeah. Yeah.
OCR Bone Reapers.
OBR have been doing rather well from what I remember this edition. So they've been higher up on the, at least on the stats and doing well.
I think since their new Battle Tome, I don't think they've been doing quite as well.
Okay. Why
don't you see if you can find...
I'm going to hop on over here to the AoS stats over on the Honest Wargamer, see if I can find all of this. Yep.
So with that being said, I think I don't know. I feel like their lore might go a little too hard.
Jeez. Blades of Corn had the highest win rate here in the stats center, so let's be careful as we say bad things about Corn.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. Like they were.
Yeah, phenomenal. They were up there.
That's why they get that balance hit.
Yeah, no, that's fair. OCR Bone Reaper's sitting in the middle right now at 48%. So
you get a 5 for balance.
Yeah, I'd say pretty good balance. The army's filling in.
Honestly, I would say the lore gets a hit because I think they're trying to. I feel like they're trying to push this weird narrative lore thing about being bunched up to a bunch of different souls, and for some reason that gives them their own command point thing. Which I guess they don't do that
Yeah,
anymore. Huh.
I'd have to look at the book, but yeah, I guess
Yeah,
they
so they
really
got
don't,
rid of that, so they're just using regular command points now.
which is good because boy was that annoying to have to deal with.
Right. Um, so I feel like they're kind of lacking on lore, and I kind of feel like outside of your wizards, your units are kind of.
Yeah, they're all meh.
So
They're
let's.
okay.
How about B in front of corn?
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. B in front of corn.
All right, Cities of Sigmar. Okay, I think lore gets a 1.
Oh, you don't like the lore for it at all?
I think it is terrible, and they should be beyond ashamed
Okay.
just for the level of segregation that the army forces you.
That is fair. Let's be honest. I think what everyone did back in the old Cities of Sigmar book, or at least talked about wanting to do, was, well, I'm actually going to just take models from all three races and put
Yeah.
them in one unit and play around with it. And
Again, either that or
I would have preferred that.
right,
Yeah.
or even Warden King being able to give a special, like making a human unit feel a little more Dwarden, and
Right.
anything like that. As far as power goes, it really feels like the Fusiliers were going to be kind of the oomph, and in some cases they were, but outside of that, it didn't really feel very.
Yeah, it was pretty much you had to do the Fusilier build. There really wasn't anything else in that book from what I saw.
Yeah, where are they in the rankings?
Let's see. Right now, I have. Where are you at? Cities of Sigmar. Oh, so we're on the lower end here at 45% win rate. We're fifth lowest. So
Okay, well, I mean they're still within the 45 to 55, so we can't
yeah,
talk too
yeah.
many.
So they're on the very edge there.
So for me, I got like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like a C tier for us.
Yeah, this is gonna be a low C.
Yeah.
Daughters of Cain.
Oh boy, Daughters of Cain.
We're just gonna put them in A. We're gonna put them in A so we don't get in trouble. And
I think that's probably the best thing we can do. It's a good thing Chuck doesn't watch this anyway, but yeah, we should just put those at A.
give you an honorary A, strength hammer A for
The Strength Hammer A. There we go. There we go.
Disciples of Zinch.
Disciples of Zinch. So, lore affirming, I mean, that army's all about casting spells, right?
Right.
So,
I honestly feel that lore is very high for them.
yeah, I agree with you. I kind of enjoy it. Now, even some of the spells are like, I don't know, throw a chaos spawn out there too after you've hit somebody. Yeah, it's annoying to have to deal with, but
I mean,
they changed somebody.
Right. I mean, it's still gotta change. Changing something into a chaos spawn. I mean, you cannot get more on the nose than that.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
Now, where were they for? For their rules, I would say the spells are awesome, and the individual war scrolls leave you a little lacking.
Right. The problem with this army is I feel like you're playing Hero Hammer with some buffer units.
Right.
And that doesn't always feel the greatest.
I'm still willing to give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, because the people that could play this army really played it.
Right.
And were very good with it.
And then where are they with their win rate?
They're at 46%, so they're in that good zone there as far as I'm concerned.
So we're going with an A?
Yeah, I think they're an A tier.
All right, so here's one that we're both going to be swinging in the dark a little bit. Flesh Eater.
Yeah, I can't say that I have gotten to play against many Flesh Eaters since the latest book.
So where is let's look up their win rate for right now.
Win rate right now is 51%, so it's about as spot on as you could ask for.
Spot on. I personally, so do you remember their quests?
Yeah, I do remember their quests, which that's a fun thing that they're starting to explore all of that.
So
just kind of keep the
So are you
the delusion.
on that, or are you like meh about that because
I kind of
I think we're gonna
so
be. I think if this is neutral, I think you're gonna
mhm.
be like here in positive, and I'm here in negative. I think we're gonna be
Yeah,
like,
I think we we can agree with that. Is that I'm gonna say, yeah, gameplay wise, annoying, lore wise, yeah, I'm here for it.
yeah. I think it's just a little like. I think it's a little too on the nose. Like if we remember that, are they Bretonia was supposed to be like a
Right.
whisper thing, not a.
Yeah, not a in your face thing, which I don't know. I kind of like that we're just going to say, yeah, no, Bretonia, definitely. Like,
So I think with that, I think we'll take. I would assume like essentially for lore, you'd give them a 4. I'd probably give them a 2, and if we squish it together to a 3,
three
um, so they're getting the 4 for. Well, no, we give them full 5 for being within
balance.
range balance.
I was going to say 51%. That feels like as good as you can get, unless you're 50-50.
Yeah,
So
and
I'll
then
take it.
just kind of glancing from when I looked over their war scrolls, people seem to be. I haven't heard any complaints about them. For what I
No,
looked at them, they
no.
look to be pretty solid. So I guess this is a below Zinch.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go with that. A below each.
All right, moving along to Fire Slayers.
We're going to be positive. Did you notice that? I think we're going to be positive about this whole thing.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
This is going to be a little weird.
So where is Fire Slayers win rate?
Fire Slayers are sitting at a 48% here on the stats
Okay.
center.
So we already got a good start there.
Yeah. Now I am looking at one event because I can't seem to find like an amalgamation of everything. Just so you're aware.
We're using some baseline.
Yeah, some
If
baseline.
you wanted to like try and find the last
Yeah,
meta watch from them, we could always try that as well.
we could always try the meta watch.
Doesn't matter to me too much. So as far as the lore goes, I do feel like the lore is lacking.
Yeah.
But again, I know a lot of people don't have a problem with like the rune system where there's no like visible representation outside of them having runes pounded into their skin. But then again, like in the books, I think that's kind of the problem. So like in the books, even in the role-playing game, there's no talk about some sort of general or rune person enacting runes that affect the entire army.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it really feels like, oh shit, we fucked up their war scrolls. Now we need to tack on a system to bring them back.
Right. Yeah. No, I can see that pretty easily too. I hate to say.
So for that one, I kind of leaning towards a 2.
Yeah.
And
I hate to say it, but yeah, I think you're right.
so I'm kind of torn on on the rules quality.
Okay.
Because the war scrolls aren't bad overall.
Yeah. No, they aren't bad overall.
But there's nothing
splashy and like, oh
Right.
boy, about it.
outside of bringing Gotrek.
Exactly. Yeah.
But exactly right. Like, there's nothing too splashy about it. There's nothing you can. I mean, the only way you can really win is by leaning on things heavily.
Right. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I personally want to give it a 2, but I think that's me being biased.
I can see that. Yeah.
You think 2 or 3 for rule quality?
I would prefer 3.
Okay.
I think the army's good. It's had its moments where it's been in the sun as well, and I think that counts for something.
Okay. So that would put it probably in the B.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably
in
under,
the B tier.
Under corn?
Barely under corn in my mind.
Moonspike gets.
Spike gets.
I think a 4 or 5 on lore.
Yeah, I mean, what else you gonna ask for the army, right?
Right. I think the rules quality little lacking.
Yeah,
And that's
a
just
little bit.
overall. But I still think that there's still like a lot of gas in the tank. So
Definitely.
I would probably lean probably on a 3 on the rules quality.
Yeah. And
Um,
according to the Meta Watch here, they're sitting at a 48% win rate. So, I mean, not bad at all.
so let's do.
So,
Do you want to put them in A or B? Let's put them in A.
yeah, I think they're an A because I feel like everyone ends up with a smile on their face when they play against it.
Bottom A.
Bottom A. Yep.
All right. So
Do we even have a D tier?
moving on this one, Idneth.
Idneth. So, as far as lore is concerned, I am a little bit of a sucker for the whole tides thing,
Oh.
but I can see how a lot of people that leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So,
Yeah, like I said, it's. I think the
It's
issue
weird.
for me is like
mm-hmm.
trying to visualize it.
Right. And I think it's a weird thing as well because the Aether Sea's like a psychic sea that comes at you.
So we have a psychic sea
Right.
that, like, I don't necessarily know how long a turn is supposed to be. I assume it's not D&D with the 6 seconds.
Right. It's a little bit.
It's probably not 12 hours.
Probably not.
So your tide's literally just going. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, how fast are these coming in? Yeah, exactly.
Well, where would you put your lore?
I think it's probably in the 4, if I'm honest with you, from my mind. They are definitely not a top tier lore army by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, I'll give you 4. Now, what about your rule quality?
As far as quality, you can build an army out of any models in that range, which is nice. Let me look over quality. Help or hinder having fun with this army? Oh boy, the tide can hinder somebody that's playing against you's fun with this army.
So remember, balance goes into it also goes. Your opponent goes into the balance.
So for rules quality, you can pick any old model you enjoy in Idneth and say, I'm going to build an army on that, and it'll be viable. Seems pretty good to me.
And now, how many of your units would you say that you don't have fun using?
Very few.
All right, so we're looking at like 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then I assume their win rate's probably right in the middle as well.
Yeah, they're pretty centered right now. It's looking like we are chilling at 50% exactly on the latest MetaWatch. So
I would say you have to get docked 1 for the feel bad of turn 3.
Oh, 100%. Especially the first time someone plays against it because it's not an army it's played a lot. Every tournament, and everyone who's listened to this before is listening to me say this, every tournament, first thing you ask, have you played against Deep Kim before? No. Okay, do you know anything about the tides? No. All right, I'm going to go through it with you, and at the beginning of every turn, I'm going to announce it, and I'm going to keep reminding you so you know what's going on. And you rip through the 5, and they go, the whole turn? Yeah, the whole turn.
All right. So again, like I said, we can't be docked too much for inexperienced players like myself.
But still, like that hurts.
That's still 444.
I give you that. It's an A.
So
Let's
A,
say S.
right behind Daughters of Cain because
some bias. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Can't be better than Daughters of Cain.
Moving along here, we got Caradron Overlords. I think their lore's pretty good at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think they do pretty good of you're using the boats to come in, raid, and attack. Cool.
I can't give them anywhere near. I have to give them. You're gonna have to You're gonna have to try and get me out of a 1 for quality rules for rule quality.
Uh-huh.
Because I only have 1 good war scroll, and it has 5 weapon profiles on that one war scroll.
It does. It does, doesn't it? But you also have your melee war scroll, even though you don't take it, because that war scroll is also very good
In second edition, and also when
other people are rolling these dice. Yes.
what?
Look, I can see an argument for there being 2 units of value in this army that aren't boats that just transport everyone around.
I'll let you buff me up to a 2.
Give me a 2 at the very least.
And then where are they with their win rate?
It says 52%. However, this MetaWatch article, our low is 45 and our high is 56. So, you know.
All right, so we'll go with a base of. See, here's the problem. So even if we just dock them 1 point for being a little high, so
yeah,
at 4,
yeah,
there's still the play experience, which even against
it is one of those ones that, oh, you're gonna shuffle some shells around, okay,
right?
Which shell has all the good stuff in it?
Yeah, it should probably be in C, but out of spite, I'm going to put it in B.
Good. I agree with you. Throw it in a B.
All right, Lumineth.
Lumineth Realm Lords.
I mean, the problem is, like, the lore might not be the most flavorful, but I think it comes through on the models alone, let alone the...
Yeah, no, just the way it looks on the table.
Yeah.
This is a very martial group. They all have to be close together and touching instead of all the spread out that we're normally doing. Like, as far as the look, yeah, lore-wise, I think they do pretty good with it, honestly.
And then rule quality.
I think there's a couple of builds you can run.
Yeah, I think that's one thing is, like, you do have a lot of builds, and if you're not trying to win a tournament, if you're just trying to have fun, like, you know, if I brought, like, say, the
stone group or whatever.
The stone group. Like,
yep.
You and I could play that. I could play against your competitive build, and we could still have a pretty fun game.
Yeah, we can still have entertainment. Yep.
So I think the rule quality is there as well.
I agree. As is the case with elf books.
Yes. And then on top of that, at balance, I don't think they've really been making too much of a splash.
They're 52% as well.
They're a little high, so
they're a little on the higher side. Maybe drop that down to a 4. But
I would say, do you want to do a 4 or a 3 because of Eclipse?
So that when you get an Eclipse off, yeah, that is a pain. But it's hard to. Yeah, that might be right.
Which one? 4 or 3?
Let's do 3.
So that'll probably put them probably top of B.
Top of B, almost to an A. Okay. What we should do is just admit to it and put all elves on A. And we're done with the elves.
That's not. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. I thought that's how this worked.
No. Okay. So now we're up to Nurgle.
Okay. Just like we were saying earlier, flavor was easy. Yep, 5 out of 5.
So this is kind of, well, I guess we'll get into, I don't know what it would be. For rules, where we are now, where we have everybody with a 2-inch reach.
Yeah, helps.
The only problem is they wrote those damn flies too good.
Yes, it almost feels like you need to have a unit of flies if you want to play the army competitively.
Where's their win?
51, so not bad at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about putting this between Idneth and Zeech on A.
Okay.
Or do we want to make another special exception, just slot in Ness? Because the lore is that good.
I mean, to be fair, everyone and their brother has sat down and thought about making a Nurgle army. Everyone has. Yeah.
I think Nurgle's also going to go in S because I think, again, like outside of... Here's the other thing is, like, this is a book that's so dripping with lore that when you
Mm,
debuff your opponent, there's like
yeah.
I've played Zinch and I don't bitch about the debuffs. I just go, of course
Right.
I got it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Only thing I've ever been like is you gonna have to help me with all the disease counters.
right.
Other than that, we're good.
So okay, so we'll put it in S with an asterisk of let's we'll make
Clean up.
we'll make a one-time exception for the bugs.
Mhm. Okay.
For the flies. Night Haunt. I think Night Haunt absolutely get 5 for lore.
Yeah. Your spooky ghosties that can move without any issue really. Never have to worry about the armor changes. Pretty cool.
Now I will say I think they get pretty low for rule quality.
Yeah, it's a very hard army to pilot, I think.
I think
If you
a lot of those war scrolls are very lackluster.
yes.
Even with buff.
Yeah, you kind of need to build into a few specific units and mean it. So it's a bit of a hard one, I think.
So we'll give that one like a 2.
Yeah.
And where are they for their win rate?
Let us see here. Night Hunter at a 49. It's not bad.
All right. I think that saved them from C. I think we'll put them at bottom of B.
I'm okay with that.
Just under Fire Slayers.
Yeah, just under Fire Slayers.
What the hell am I looking? Ogres. Okay, ogres. So I think I gotta give their lore like a 4.
Okay. You're gonna talk yourself into a 3.
I don't know.
So I like the idea that when they're hungry, they're faster and they're going for whatever it is making them hungry. I don't know about we just count as more when we're finally getting there type of thing.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
kind of what bothers me is like, okay, so whenever you beat me up, you're eating me.
Right.
I don't know what kind of, like, I forget what buff they get on the tabletop, but I don't really think about what buff they should have at that point.
Right. Here's my main problem. When's the last time you saw a foot ogre army?
Well, I saw it at at the GT. I had to do a double take.
All right, except for those one. Yeah, exactly. You had to do a double take because you went, what models are those? Oh, yeah, they did make those. So I think that's a big hit for this army for me.
So I don't know. I think I got to do. Just regardless of all the other stats. This one just feels as a C to me.
Yeah.
We're gonna put that under cities because I think cities does a better job.
There we go.
Seraphon.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
lore's on point. I mean, what more do you want? Dinosaurs on dinosaurs.
Exactly. Yeah, dinosaurs on dinosaurs with really old lizards casting spells. Cool.
Rule quality. I guess I have to give it 4 points just because of how hard. So let's see. We'll start off at a 4 because most of the war scrolls are pretty decent.
Yes.
Most of the ones that you see. I do think there's probably 40% of the war scrolls could probably just be retired and no one would know.
Yeah.
And I also think the Thunder Lizard build, not Coalesced.
I forget what it's called. Putting this on you.
Other build.
Yeah, the not Coalesced.
I think I gotta go with 3 at that point. Well, yes, because here's the problem. So they're gonna get hit. They're gonna get kind of double hit for the same issue. So they're gonna get hit on rule quality for having the Stomper, the big non-casty lizards.
Right.
Having a bunch of dead war scrolls, aka
Yes.
Ripperdactyls.
Yep.
And then they're going to get hit in balance for being at the top of the top of the charts for the entire time, and
Yeah.
also the top of their chart. Not only is it winning too much, it is so oppressive to play against.
Yeah. As somebody who knew what they were doing during third was gonna kick your teeth in most of the time during third. Yeah.
So I'm saying top of C.
I feel like enough people played it that it might have to go bottom B, but I can see top of C.
Well, or talk me into a bottom of B, because
Okay.
people playing it doesn't do anything for me. I don't
I
care
guess
what people
so.
played it.
I guess.
You forget what
But
show you're on.
dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
I agree. Again, there's a reason why I have a Christmas bundle box in my backyard.
I
Or in my
know.
back room.
I know. All right. All right. I'll give you C. I'll give you C.
Okay. And then. Okay. So we got Skaven.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like Sir not appearing in this edition.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I didn't play against it much unless it was Alex because I was around him.
Right.
Boy, I can never think of a time during the edition I was like, oh boy, did you see Skaven are at like the top of the meta doing great, or like just at any point you thought about them.
Where are they on that chart?
52%, it says. Which is probably like 3 dudes that are good at the army.
That's the other thing is like, for how much oomph there is behind, like for how much love there is behind the army, you didn't see it.
No, you really didn't for the edition.
I thought the rules were very
They're okay, but
and I didn't think their lore really came through because they got rid of a lot of the punishing gamble mechanics.
Yeah. No, I have to agree with you. Dang.
D. I'm going D.
Okay.
Do you want to
D for the edition
or KO?
Okay. Okay.
Before or after?
You're gonna make me pick.
I'm just gonna put it after or before.
After. I think it's got to go after.
Okay. All right.
I saw more people playing and having fun with KO this edition.
Following the D train, Slaanesh.
Okay, I don't know about the D train, but
they know all about the D train.
They do. They do, actually. Maybe we are on the D train. Never mind. I'm sorry, Slaanesh.
So again, here's how I see it. Like,
yeah.
So does their mechanics express their lore? Yes, but only in the most obnoxious way humanly possible.
Okay.
So
don't disagree.
In another arm, well, so again, so the problem is, and I'm going to just flat out just display my biases on this one.
Okay.
I fought Slaanesh exclusively with KO.
Okay.
And every time my fucking 5-wound heroes scratched their ass, I was given, do you want to give me summoning points or do you want to take D3 mortal wounds?
You sat there and went, I guess I'm taking D3.
And I'm like, you didn't even touch my shit and all my heroes are dead. Like,
right, yeah.
I hated it. I hated every second of it. I hated playing against the army. I hated looking at the army. I hated everything.
Okay. Okay.
Bottom of D.
Alrighty then.
All right.
Glad that we had that discussion.
Here, I'll give you 5 seconds to argue a higher place.
5 seconds. All right, here we go.
All right, moving along to Slaves of Darkness.
Okay. So, where are we at? Slaves?
Slaves of Darkness. Yep.
It's an army that it's such a hard one because I'm looking at the Metascore right now and it says that 47%. But what it is a lot of people own the army.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who played the army, but whenever you had a big build going on, a chosen plus oh geez, I can't even remember all the units' names now off the top of my head.
Well, again, I think
Like
that's
Chosen, all this other stuff, just ripping through. Boy, was this a menace whenever it wanted to be.
yeah.
But there was still finesse the whole time they had to play it. Because
Well,
one
unless
misstep
it's,
and they leave somebody out to dry,
unless it's
get
the
run
very
over.
hard list.
Yeah.
The very hard list is literally just. What
Ah.
are you talking about? Nah, you put the right buffs on it, so it's a like a -1
Yep.
re-rolling 5, or you get a 4 ward on it or a 5 ward. But you can teleport it within 7. It can charge with
Mhm.
3 dice and blah 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 blah. And you can heal and put models back, and
It's a little rough. It's a little rough.
you might as well just put that in Seraphon.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a fan of it because I feel like the lore
Hmm.
actually suffers because there's outside of the Eye of the Gods table, there really isn't anything identifying the lore.
I think it's difficult to do that with this book too
I
because you
do
need to
agree.
cover the 5 different spots
Well,
with Undecided, Corn, Slanesh.
do you want to do 4?
I do. Just because I don't know how the hell you do it better. Honestly.
I'll give you that one.
Like I can sit here and tell you it's bad and somebody says fix it and I'll go, well, I don't know how to do that.
Agreed. Um, for the rule quality, I'm also torn.
Right, because there are some really good ones, but there are also some units in here. You're
There's
just like,
very little that are in the middle.
yes,
It's
agreed.
either
And I
a really
think that's
good unit
bad
or a
rule
really
quality.
bad unit. So,
Yeah,
do I give a
I think
3?
that's bad. Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
And then I kind of feel like we have to do a 3 for balance as well.
I don't know. I feel like it's a 4, simply because if it's you and your buddy having a pickup game, yes to this question. Both players have a chance. It's fun. You go to a tournament. It depends on what you walk up and see.
Yeah.
If you see Varangard or something like that, you're going, well, it's going to be a tough game.
Well, that's
Or
the
I'm going to
problem.
get my
So
teeth kicked in.
I've only played 3 games against them, and all 3 of them were the worst games I played in this edition.
Okay. Okay. So we have bad player experience when this happens.
So
we're
with
just
that
going
being
to go
said,
3-3-3.
how many games have you enjoyed against Slaves of Darkness that you did not win?
That I did not win. So I just got the shit beat out of me. Yeah. Well, normally whenever they beat the shit out of you, they really beat the shit out of you.
Because again, it's easy to enjoy a game that you liked.
Right. Yeah.
So look at it like that. How many games did you win and not enjoy, and how many did you lose and enjoy?
I didn't lose too many against them. It's the problem here. But I had one game where I lost to them, and it was, what am I even doing here getting my face beat in, and I'm not even playing on the same level as them.
You have
so,
won more with their 3rd edition codex, or battle
right. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the game?
Yeah, not really.
So
yeah.
3. That's...
Yeah, I give you that. I give you a 3.
So we're looking at...
This our solid C.
Or 3-3 solid C. Do you want to before or after cities?
I feel like it's before, simply because I feel like they're, unlike cities where there's only one build and that's all you can do, there's multiple in the Slaves book.
All right, so on to Sons. 5 left, by the way.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Lore. I personally feel the lore is non-existent.
Yeah, they're just some big giants that show up.
But again, that's also kind of the lore.
Right, they're just some big giants show up, beat the crap out of everyone, go home.
Maybe just do a 3. We'll do a 3 and we'll leave it to be a tiebreaker that if it's somewhere clear by, we could bump it to a
4. Okay.
Well, of course, here's the problem: is I also think rule quality's in the trash.
Okay, why is that? simply because we have some of the models that are great and some that were like, eh.
Well, I'm going to go with the fact that their general
Mhm.
offense isn't there, their general defense isn't there,
Right.
their utility isn't there. You can't play them the way you would expect a bunch of giants to play.
Right.
And you really have to boil everything down to tricksy gameplay and
It
just
is
counting
in
as a
the
bunch of models on objective.
yeah, I guess it is. It's kind of like corn in that sense that you thought you're just pushing big models across the table, and actually you've got to be really thoughtful about it.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm thinking 2 for that.
two's rough on them. I feel like, but
Especially coming off of last edition, where they made them like they nerfed every single war scroll, and there's only 4.
right, yeah, yeah. There were only 4. How did we hit everybody?
And
Yeah,
then you added a named character who also sucks, who only gives them back their nerfs. Like it's just.
right. Yeah, yeah.
And I also gotta say the balance is also cattywampus because they're not doing necessarily too hot, and
Mm-hmm.
most people do not have fun when I walk. Well, whenever I bring up giants, they have fun because they typically win. But
Right, but it is one of those weird armies where it's more of a DPS check than is anything. It's can you pump out 35 wounds in one spot right now? Yes? Okay, congratulations. No? Well, we're going to have a slow, grindy game and I'm going to wear you down.
that's
Yeah,
you go 2 or 3.
I'd go 3 just because I think that it helps with just the fun of it's almost like a list check, this whole army of if you can't do 35 wounds to a 4-up save model, your army's probably bad. It's not the giant's fault.
Right, your list is a problem. Yeah.
Right. It's not your yeah.
And again, there's some issues like, say, like looking at one of our S tier,
Mm-hmm.
Nurgle, they just don't have the capacity to deal with them.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah, they're not going to deal enough wounds on their own.
that bumps me down too. Just because there's literally just armies that just, sorry,
Struggle.
we don't give you the tools.
Yeah. I think you end up with some of those rock, paper, scissors matches from time to time in this game, though. There are definitely times you walk up and you look at the army across from you, go, oh, it's against these people.
I don't
just from the army book. Not even
I think there's very few armies where it is army
as
is,
pronounced.
Army
Yeah.
is rock and army is paper, whereas my list is rock and your list is paper.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm thinking C, top of C.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's agreeable.
Sure. I'll agree to it. I'll agree to it.
Oh, this one will be interesting. Soul Blight Grave.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The Soul Blight Grave Lord.
Soul Blight. Okay, that's what I
Soul
thought.
Blight
Okay.
Grave Lord. Lord of the graves
Lords.
who have blighted souls.
Yeah, so
I feel like lore pretty high.
agreed.
They go pretty hard in the paint.
They do. They have a big plethora of named characters they can pull from and have fun with. You can pretty much build a list to do whatever it is you want.
Yeah. I definitely, and again, like, so as someone that's played the army a bunch, with both winning and losing, I definitely feel like their rules do not get in their way until they started nerfing zombies and everything like that, and then started raising points, but I can't blame the battle tome for that.
Right.
That's
yeah,
the way
that is
GW decided to rebalance things in a wrong direction.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it high marks for both lore and rule quality. Doesn't mean I can't punish it significantly in the balance.
Yeah.
Where are they on their win rate?
Right now they're on 51% is what this is showing.
So that's not
I feel
terrible.
like they've had a weird spot where they've had highs, they've definitely had lows this edition.
What about where they are right now?
They're in an okay spot. Um, just in that they do the DPS check thing as well, I feel like. But they still can, because of a vampire lord on dragon, if they need to, they can still fight and actually kill something.
Right.
So they have a little bit of both aspects, a defensive and offensive piece to it. But you have to go to very specific units. You can't really be like, well, I feel like trying this unit. If you play around too much, the army struggles, I think.
Yeah. So what category would you penalize them in for that?
I
Because I don't
I
want to
think
necessarily.
balance is it because it's just the internal balance that is what struggles. Not balance against other books. Its internal balance is kind of bad
Well,
where you're
then
like, well,
rule quality. So you would knock them
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Would you
it's
go
rule.
down to a 3 or just to a 4?
I'd say four. Four. It's got to come down a little there.
So anything like 5-4-4?
I'm cool with that. Yeah, yeah. Put
So
them in a little A.
so do we go almost
Do we
top of
go?
A or do we go bottom of S?
Ooh,
Which is a weird thing to say.
it is. It's not where I thought we'd end here.
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, the pretty dang good. We only have 2 other books in S.
I'm all right with it.
I can't believe we're
It's a
putting it there.
weird list.
That's
I'm scared to look.
so weird. You're gonna. So okay, right now we have 3 books left, and I don't want to. I don't want to influence you, and I don't think I will. We have
Hmm,
3 in S,
hmm.
5 in A, 5 in B, 5 in C, 3 in D.
I can't even see this. I'm glad I couldn't. That's pretty impressive. Okay.
I
Okay.
think we'll get some skewing here in a minute here.
I hope so.
So we got Stormcast now.
Okay.
I personally don't feel their lore.
Okay.
I feel like they tried and they failed, which is almost as bad as not trying.
Right. I have to agree the like soul explosion wasn't getting there for me
Right.
too much.
Right. I mean, here's the thing
The
is like,
being able to come down from the heavens is cool.
but then having to choose, are you defending or attacking, is dumb.
Right. Yeah. This is a hard one just because you want it to be the model citizen, right, of
Right.
what a book should be. But yeah, I mean, lore wise, I don't know. We don't really know enough about Stormcast, honestly, lore wise.
I'm looking at it too.
Okay. You're not going to argue me. Wherever you end up, I'm going to be okay with here.
Um, honestly, I'm kind of thinking the same thing for rule quality as well. You have the most war scrolls out of any army.
Right.
90% of them are hot trash.
Yep.
And then the couple you do have are so slanted that they had to be nerfed 4 times in one edition
That
and are
is true.
still the only usable models in the army.
Right. After being nerfed, still can't look somewhere else.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what, like, that's the hell, I just talked myself into a 1.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
They're at a 47% win rate if you're wondering for balance then.
and so for balance, I think balance is actually where they kind of get redeemed. Well, that's hard to say.
Problem is the winning lists kind of all look similar.
Right. Well, I'm not
You're either
necessarily worried about
well,
that because you're going to have that in almost every one.
right.
My concern is how obnoxious that winning list is.
I mean, we also had just a bunch of Drakes for a little while there being winning lists.
You want to go 3 or 4?
I can see 4.
Okay.
See the argument
So I'm looking
for
at
everyone
a
yelling at us right now.
214.
Sounds about right.
So 7 divided by 3.
No. If you're asking me to do that one off the top of my head, yeah.
2.3 something.
Yeah.
So that puts us in the C category.
Yeah, I'd say bottom of
Um,
C.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put
Or
it.
somewhere in the middle if you've got a middle-ish.
I'm gonna put it above ogres, below cities.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
All right, moving along. We got Sylvaneth.
Floor's there, I think. You're going to bring trees with you.
Yep.
You're going to be tricksy through the forest in your ability to move around the table. So I'm chasing shadows while I go through the forest, which, cool.
And I think rule quality is. I think there's some undertuned war scrolls.
Yes.
But since there are a lot of, not a lot, but since there are some smart players who are able to get a lot out of that army,
Yeah.
can't penalize it too much.
No.
I'm thinking like maybe just go with a 4 on that one too.
Okay. Yeah. I'm all right with that.
And then balance. Where are they for their win rate though?
45%, which is the bottom of our scale right now.
So
On the site I'm looking.
definitely need to get hit for that.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like it is a very much finesse army, very difficult to play. The moment you misstep and somebody can catch you, game over.
That
So
kind of goes
drop.
into lore. Maybe. What do we think? A or B?
Boy, it's tough because I want it to be A, but I feel like it is A, just not a winning list, and so difficult to actually get something good out of that army that you almost have to put it in B just because it is hard to run that army and be successful with it.
Boy, whoa, boy! I was sitting there looking at A, going between Zinch and
Okay.
Flesh Eaters, but I think I just mentally popped myself into B between Corn and Fire Slayers.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
All right. And then we are not going to be putting this last one in A to continue our
Okay.
symmetry. Works.
Ugh. Here's the problem. Okay. Here's the problem with looking at orcs as the book. You cut Cruel Boys off of there, and we're looking at sending what are they? The Bone Splitters into the sunset, so they also get cut off. So then you look at the Iron Jaws and you're like, yeah, we're there.
Well, so here's how but not exactly.
Okay.
I think the Iron Jaw supplement is a huge drag, and I think it really because I think we can actually continue to look at it all as a cohesive book, even if we look at the 3 and average.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I think lore is good for all 3.
Yes, I'll give you that. Lore is good for all
I
3.
will give it a caveat that I think that even though an attempt was made for Cruel Boys, it was not successful.
Right.
But whenever you play against someone who's playing Cruel Boys and they start doing their tricks, it feels like a trick.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, again, then we have the rule quality, which I think suffers magnanimously.
Yes.
I
Cruel
mean,
Boys, they suffer for it. Bone Splitters are just kind of flat.
well, that's the problem. Is like, so Bone Splitters have so many layering buffs that anyone, like,
Right.
who goes Horde Army with some of those buffs?
Right.
The
Yeah.
oversight is insanity. And again, and then like you honestly, Iron Jaws and Cruel Boys are a mirror of each other. Where like you have all of your like all the stuff you need in order to support the Shooty Boys
Mm-hmm.
is all trash.
Right.
And the Shooty Boys are good. Whereas the Iron Jaws, your core is pretty much trash, and you're just front line, like your go forth
Mm-hmm.
to take up some time for your core to get there are all really good, except the new crap.
Right.
The
Yeah.
new crap is garbage.
Yeah, it really didn't inspire as much as I was hoping it would.
Right. I mean, so you're still so even after getting all those desperately needed models, you're still looking at a Maw Crusher and Gorgor.
Yes. Yes, you are.
And I know they broke. So let's kind of go. We'll just not worry about Bone Splitters. I don't think they're on that list. But
Okay.
where are Cruel Boys?
Cruel Boys are at 45%, bottom of the barrel.
And where are Iron Jaws?
Iron Jaws are 46%. Also at the bottom.
So
yeah.
So we have poor rules as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The Big Wah, which is the whole book, is at 50%. So,
which again is stupid as well, because that just means that you made one army and decided to break it up for no real reason.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I say top of D.
Top of D. Okay.
Despite the lore being there.
Right.
I mean, if you like, you have to play at the next tournament for fun. Like, you're not going to win, but I want you to go and have as much fun as you can, and you have to choose between orcs, ogres. I'm just going to take monster trucks.
Okay. Okay. Just take a bunch of monster trucks, push them forward, and have fun. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, so in S, we have an honorary Beast of Chaos.
Yep.
Nurgle. Soulblight somehow.
Soulblight. Yeah, sure.
We talked it out. I mean,
we did. I don't know who that was that was talking, but
we have Daughters of Cain, Ideneth, Tzeentch, Flesh Eater Courts, Gitz. I'm sure Gitz players would probably disagree about that one, but
yeah, that should be an S, definitely, as far as they're concerned. Yep.
For Bees, we have. I feel pretty solid about the Bees. I feel pretty good about the Bees. So we have Lumineth, Bone Reapers,
yeah,
Khorne, Sylvaneth, Fire Slayers, Nighthaunt.
Okay.
In the Seas, I also feel very confident about. Suns, Seraphon, Slaves, Cities, Stormcast, Ogres. And the D's also feel confident. Orcs, KO, Skaven, Slaanesh.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you're probably right. You're probably right.
I'm sure we could get into semantics and argue up or down a couple spaces and blah, blah, blah.
But nothing earth-shattering about this list, no.
Interesting place.
Yeah.
I wonder where we'll be in 3 years.
I was going to say, in 3 years when we do this again, we'll just have to see where we were, if it changed much. We'll probably look at that S tier and go, what was wrong with us that day? Soulblight?
Again,
really?
The problem is, now that it's not at a 65% win rate.
Right. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
The only real issue with that book right now is the points. If they would have just re-released, if they would have just released a fresh zombie war scroll.
Right. Yeah.
If they
make it toned down so they can up it. Yeah.
Even if they would have reverted it to second edition.
Fair enough.
We can't damage an entire book because they couldn't figure out one war scroll. Like,
ask Slaanesh. They say something different.
What are you talking about? Slanesh don't have one goddamn war
They've
scroll in
been
that whole thing.
paying for it since like the summer of 2018, maybe
What's funny
17.
is like, honestly, all Slanesh needed back then
Mhm.
was Locust is once per turn.
Right. Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
every single unit and every single army giving everything strike last is just
Oppressive. Yeah.
it's just insanity. And then like,
Yeah.
okay, let's put Locust like only heroes. One hero can do Locust once per turn,
Right.
and then let's add 5 to all the summonings.
There we go.
I also still say that Khorne and Slanesh should have switched how they generate points.
Probably.
Or not how they get them, how they spend them. Like Khorne should
Oh,
be
okay.
building anger as opposed to, I guess, Slanesh edging. I guess.
Yeah. I guess.
How else would you put it?
I don't know of another way to put it right now. So
All right,
we'll
so
let that just hang for everyone.
I let it dangle.
Yes.
So hopefully, we'll have everything for 4th edition this time next month.
Maybe.
Otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do for that episode.
We'll talk about something probably.
Figure it out. All right, everybody. Have a good month.
Yeah, we will.